Welcome everybody to our latest session of the Bottomless Dungeon. So the group found themselves in kind of an interesting spot when we left off last week. So as usual, we'll do a quick recap and then we'll jump into our session proper. So guys, you will likely recall when we picked up last week, you guys were exiting the Bottomless Dungeon, having fallen a victim, we may say, to some of the terrible events that occurred in the first layer that you visited of the Bottomless Dungeon. You made it out of there, but minus one companion. So when we picked up last week, you guys were exiting. You had spoken with Alexander, who was the shopkeep there of the Bottomless Dungeon shop, and he had explained that when you guys inquired about doing some resting, he indicated there was a room here called the Room of Relaxation that he could make available to you, but it was a 50 gold pieces a night type of situation. He said your only other option would be to actually get a boat and take it into the main city, as the Bottomless Dungeon is here on this small island. And you guys decided that it was worth spending the coin. So you did a little bit of shopping with Alexander, talking about some of the things that you had found. He was able to identify some items for you, that sort of thing. And eventually he made the Room of Relaxation available to you. This is a very magical type of process where you could see part of the floor was actually altering before your eyes as a ladder then suddenly sprung into existence from the ground floor, leading down below. As you guys climbed the ladder down, found yourself in this very elaborate sort of central room. It was split between sort of a sitting area and then a dining room. And then there were several bedrooms, 6 in total, that sort of branched off from the central area. Each one very lavishly set up with decorations and very comfortable looking beds and covers. And it was very much magically situated, as you guys could tell. As you guys went to the dining room and requested food, sort of thought about these foods while you were sitting proper at the table, these foods would sort of magically appear, manifest on the table in front of you, allowing each of you to eat the dishes that you chose to have appear here. There was a little bit of magical trickery as Kurtu tried to change some of the food to taste different, but overall you guys found these accommodations very much appropriate and eventually retired to your individual rooms to sleep and recuperate. During this time, you guys had decided that based on some of the information that you had that you wanted to wake up at a specific time. You had found this letter that was actually stabbed into the dining room table with a dagger, and it had mentioned something about the witching hour. So you guys decided to try to wake up right about that time, and using some of the magical nature of this room, set almost like a magical alarm clock, you could think of it as, to wake yourselves up at this time. As you guys came out into the dining room, you didn't see anything. Everything was kind of dark as all the lights had previously gone out, but there was a voice that was speaking to you from close by the dining room table. And after you guys were talking and trying to figure out if this was actually the table, because hey, this whole room is quite magical, it very well could have been the table, but it turned out that it was actually a individual who was there that you could not see. That is until you were able to turn on some lights, and when light suddenly was cast in that area, you did recognize there was then a shape there, a form, a humanoid individual who gave a fairly impressive opening speech to the group, explaining that her name was Spectre and that she was here and trying to get you all prepared for the events that are occurring back on the Sword Coast. She implied that there was a lot of activity there and that when she was called, her goal was to essentially round you guys all up and take you back to the Sword Coast to engage in elements over there, some of the plots and things that are occurring on that side. You guys asked if this was something that was critical as far as timeline goes, or what should your next steps be, and Spectre explained that her first goal was finding you all and then accompanying you, making sure as best she can to have you guys I don't want to necessarily say safe, but she was going to accompany you and remain with you until called. So the goal here was she would remain in your company and aid you, and she even did the swearing of an oath to the group leader, who I think everybody declined being group leader and just fell to Kurtu somehow. But so Kurtu ended up getting this oath given to him. And then, the group agreed with this and essentially realized that you can still spend time here in the Bottomless Dungeon, exploring some of the various other layers of this location, hopefully acquiring additional treasures and maybe some knowledge in this endeavor as well. And then once this is complete and Spectre is alerted of that it is time, you would head back to the Sword Coast. So with this all completed, you guys then decided to sleep through into the morning, woke up, ate some breakfast here in the room of relaxation, and then after taking care of your sort of morning routines, climb the ladder back up to the lobby of the Bottomless Dungeon, where you notice that the ladder actually grew up behind you. So the last person that exited, it seemed as though it was just like zipped straight up, and the floor was once again solid there. You guys had, again, a brief conversation with Alexander, very brief, as nobody decided to do any kind of significant shopping at this point, and you guys are ready to face the next layer of the Bottomless Dungeon. So as you entered, each of you found yourselves separated as you were in different rooms. So this was the first time anything like this had happened. Luckily, it didn't take you too long to realize that you were all actually pretty close to one another, not far split up. But in true fashion, we had suddenly Spectre arriving in this new area and having an enemy in the room that she arrived in, or potentially an enemy. It was a creature that was seemingly sleeping on the ground. The room was covered with bits of metal, scrap metal, as the rest of the rooms that you all popped in were as well. Spectre, noticing this creature, decided to try to kill it quickly to prevent it perhaps from making any kind of alarm or being woke up, that kind of thing, and unleashing several attacks and doing pretty well at those. She was able to do just that, slay the creature before it could really do much of anything, and made her way out into the hallway as all of the rest of you sort of did the same. You found yourselves in this very narrow hallway and then discussed amongst yourselves which way to go. Eventually you decided to open the door to the west, and in doing so found a fairly large room that was sort of three-tiered, a ground floor, a middle floor, and then a top floor. There were these dwarf-looking type beings, but instead of having big hair and beards, it was instead fire. You guys spotted these creatures at the same time as you spotted these sort of ballistas that were up at the top, and these are very unique like ballistas, as they were on moving platforms that had wheels that seemed self-propelled. These ballistas actually fired some shots at you guys. You guys pulled the door shut, then investigated the only other path that you could find out of here. One was a locked door. It was Spectre was able to unlock that, find a short, narrow hallway. At the end of that door was another locked door. Trying to open that door, not successful. So the group decided to make their way back to the ballista room. Once they got back to the ballista room, the plan was essentially just rush across and find the other way out of this room, so as to not have to face off against the ballistas. The group was able to do so, and Kurtu found out firsthand that when he tried to push past one of these fiery dwarfs, or at least sort of brushed into him as he passed by that area, he was burned from the intense heat coming off of this creature. So the group made their way through this north door, passed through, closed some doors behind, and found themselves in another strangely shaped and large room. The group opened the door to the east, found some more of these fiery dwarfs, and it turned out that Leroy, being proficient in the language of Primordial, was able to speak well enough to these creatures, as they were speaking in Ignan, and Primordial sort of is the father language of all of the elemental languages. So he was able to understand that enough, and they explained, he asked essentially like, who's the boss around here, or what's the where is the boss kind of deal, and they pointed across the hallway. You guys then made your way across, climbing this set of stairs, and found yourself in another narrow hallway. Found a door that was locked, tried to unlock it. I believe you guys tried to unlock this one, were unsuccessful, and then made your way into the larger room where a large being was waiting for you, as he apparently likely had heard as you guys were making your way across this way, and you found yourself pretty quickly engaged in combat. This individual was trying to the best you could tell, I would say, is trying to get away from you, cast a spell to turn himself into a gaseous cloud and started moving away. Luckily, Leroy was able to hit him, and that caused him to lose concentration on this spell, so he reappeared back in this space. And just at the end here, there was some negotiation occurring, as Leroy explained that there was no... I forget the exact words he used, but essentially it was, we don't necessarily have to fight this out, we just want to try to figure out what's going on, and perhaps we can simply talk through this exchange. So that is where we ended off, group. Is there anything I missed there that anybody would like to add?
I'd like to add, I don't know if it's worthy, I just want to add, when Leroy went to talk to the dwarfs, he did say, we're looking for a box, because I want to make sure as a group we are very focused here. We don't have to dungeon crawl this and kill everything in there that I can think of, but we're looking for a box. And I don't know if you mentioned to the big guy where the box is. Do you remember, Dylan?
I don't think we got that far. Yeah, I was. That was, part of what we were going to talk about. Like, hey, we don't need to fight you. We're just looking for this item, kind of thing.
Okay, cool. Yep.
All right, and I will count that as inspiration for Gale. If Gale, you can explain to me why the group is looking for that box, or just remind everybody.
That's true. So we're tasked by this this gentleman, who I'm sure Dylan remembers the name, or Spectre's typing it in, and we are going to find this box. And the box is important for his benefactor, because if you put like a gold piece in there, after a certain amount of days, it multiplies and becomes 2 gold, for example. And it's a small black box, and that's what we're looking for.
Excellent. Yes, go ahead and take inspiration for that, Gale. Anything else anybody would like to add to our recap?
The ballistas suck to get hit by, and also the lava fume thing. It does give off a little bit of light, but it also can burn you if you're too close or fail your jump. So just a reminder to move carefully around the lava, everyone.
Yes, go ahead and take inspiration for that as well, Leroy.
Yeah,
Leroy,
absolutely, for reminding us that lava is hot.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to word it just like that, but yeah. So the areas where it is bright enough, or there's enough accumulation of the lava, it actually gives off light, and you'll see that on the map. For the sort of magma channel, it's very narrow. It's not depicted on the map, but we can assume it's a very dim amount of light in that area, as it's a small amount of magma that's in a very narrowly confined space. But yes, some of you guys did notice some scoring on the ground where potentially this magma maybe is popping out every now and again and sort of splashing the surrounding area. So yeah, good reminder. Anything else, team? All right, if nothing else, then we will go ahead and jump back into our session. Quick FYI for anybody that may happen to be watching along, we have a new player joining us today, and we will hope to get his character in fairly quickly. And once we do, obviously we'll get a typical character description, and I'm sure he's got something all set and ready to go for that. So team, we will go ahead and get us back over to the map. All right, guys, so we find ourselves back over in this room where the large being here was trying to, in gaseous form, move through one of these areas of this sort of glowing hot fire in the corner here. As you guys, as already discussed, we're able to knock him out of that area based on hitting him and dropping his concentration. So we are actually at the top of the round right now, Gale. It seems as though things are moving into a negotiation at this point in time, but what would you like to do?
Just a reminder, Gale, he asked us to sheath our weapons and, give him some space, and that's what we had just done. So act accordingly based on that, my dude.
Roger that. Okay, so you feel like you no longer try to make mist and go under wherever I am sheath my weapon, and I'll back up in the corner. You want to parlay as this we can, maybe in someone else other than me, though.
As you start making your way sort of back in the corner, you notice this very big guy that's hunched over in this very strange position at the moment, based on where you guys left him. He looks towards you and then nods to the side. Stand by your companion there.
Okay, just don't swipe at me. Very good. Okay, sheath my sword.
All right, you make your way over there. Anything specific on your turn here, Gale? Okay, we will move to Spectre.
All right, I think we established last time that being in the hallway here, it's dark, so I'm currently invisible. Do we remember that? Am I remembering correctly?
You would be, yes, it is dim. You'd be invisible to anybody that relies on dark vision to see you.
Okay. I have a note on my character sheet that says, remember to get your thieves' tools back, moron, so that is what I'm going to do.
Yes, because they are lying right in front of this door here, yes.
I'm going to interact with object to put my bow away, and then recover my thieves' tools with my action. And I will chill here, because it sounds like they are talking this out.
Okay, fair enough. You notice the big guy hesitantly steps back with his blade still in hand, sort of angled your way. Do either of you wish to take opportunity attacks?
No.
No, I don't have anything in my hands. I had sheathed my sword also.
Okay, fair enough. You'll notice he will step back one more space then here. Seems to perhaps be a little bit more at ease now as he's got a bit of a distance from you. Is there any, I'll ask, I guess, Kurtu, or perhaps Leroy as well, is there anything in particular either of you are attempting to do that we need to stay in combat, or can we end combat?
I am just going to prepare Mind Sliver just in case, but I won't be using it. So, I mean, I won't be attacking right now.
Okay, so we'll assume that's not an action. How about Leroy?
No, Leroy's not going to do anything. He's waiting for him to speak. I think I had cast comprehend languages, so I should be able to understand him easy, although communicating it with him will be kind of up in the air.
Yeah, that's why he knew we were coming, because you cast that right on the other side of the door.
Okay, fair enough. So yes, as you make your way over to this area here and you spot him standing, you did notice that it seemed as though he spoke to Gale and spoke in common. So it seems as though at least he does indeed understand what you're saying. None of you seem to have any trouble understanding what this creature is saying. So as he sort of steps in the corner here, you get a better look at him. Obviously, he is quite large. Hard to say exactly what he is, but if Gale or Leroy, who have spent a little bit more time in here, would like to make blind checks to see if they recognize what species this individual may be, they can do so. Leroy and Gale, you have no clue. You're both looking very perplexed as you maybe look at one another trying to figure this out. But you do notice the very large creature here. He sort of lowers the blade to some extent, and then you see his eyes sort of narrow as he looks towards you, Gale, and then you, Leroy. So, explain. Why are you here?
Well, usually our fearless leader does, all of the persuading and everything, and I don't mean to disturb you in your home, but we've been tasked to find a black box. It's a magical item. We're meant to bring it back. So have you seen anything? It would be hard to miss because it duplicates items you put inside.
You notice he sort of stretches up a little bit. You got the impression like maybe he was hunching a bit, and now he sort of stands to his full height, and you can see he's probably close to 10 feet tall as he, sort of seems to be maybe a bit more at ease here. I have heard of such things, but you seek this box to take for yourself, I presume.
No, we have to just bring it to somebody else outside, but we are the ones tasked with taking it. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I see. Yes, well, I suppose I may be able to assist you in this regard, but I will need a service.
Okay, I mean, that usually goes hand in hand. It's a lot better than us just fighting each other in these cramped quarters. So, before I agree to it, will you tell me what it is?
You notice he kind of puts the tip of his blade in the ground and leans on it a bit now as he kind of hunches back down just slightly. Well, you see, there is I suppose you could call her a diplomat that is here visiting the Sealed Heart. I want to know what she is up to. I suspect she is going to try to convince the leadership here to take some very drastic actions. If you would able to go to where she is, speak with her, learn more about her and her plans, then we could assume that this service would be suitable for me to give you additional information about this box that you seek.
Sounds easy enough, but we've been in these situations before, and we ended up having to, you know what I mean? So, if we had to kill this diplomat, is that okay?
It would be fine with me, but the leadership here may not like that. I would not be able to protect you should such things come to occur.
But if we get the information we need from her, even if we're being chased, you'll give us the information we need, yeah?
I will not risk angering the leadership here. If you are in tow with pursuers, I can't look to be on your aid in any way.
So the best thing for us would be to get this information without causing a scene and then just bring it back to you. Is there specifics you need to know, like why she's here, her name, her real name, what kind of species she is, and what do you need information-wise?
Interesting that you say that. I do not know what species she is. I am told that she travels in sort of mysterious fashion, seems to wear garments that obscure her presence, her form. That is of a mild curiosity, but more curious than anything else is her exact purpose here. I am hoping that she is not trying to turn the leadership here against me.
I understand. And for us to blend in, maybe you should give us a little bit more information about the leadership and names in case we're quizzed or asked questions ourselves.
Yes, well, luckily, where she is not too far from here. You will head back to the main chamber and go north through the set of double doors there. You will then ascend up to the 3rd level in the next room and find a door on the west wall as far south as you can go. There is likely going to be a guardian in that room, but if you enter and raise your blade above your head and say, "I am under the service of Amran Jabbar," the guardian will let you pass.
Can you write that name for us?
So is that what your name is, or was that what name of the person who would be in charge?
Amran Jabbar is the leader of the Sealed Heart.
We don't need to know his name, Gale, because if we are captured and questioned, then we don't have any name to give. I think that would be best for our current agreement, right?
Well,
I agree.
if we were captured and killed, I would just die because there's no reason to keep living.
He's been a bit moody today. Don't mind him. I think we have a deal. I haven't asked my compadres yet, but you have information we need, and we're not really here to just fight aimlessly till we get it. If you can make that a little bit shorter on us, then yeah, it sounds good.
All right, I do. Hold on. And I look at Leroy. I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you ask him, please, about like what is a normal operations here, so that when we hear something that we think is important, then it might be just a normal thing. So what is really going on here, and then we would know what would be something that is not normal. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, I think I get him. So he wants to know, how do we know she's not lying to us? Is there specific information we need to have, like a baseline?
You notice he looks perplexed for a moment as he looks towards Gale. You understand that I can hear what you're saying. I speak your language, and you can understand me, yes?
Yes, I am sorry, but sometimes the words fumble out of my foot and it sounds funny. It's better from his mouth.
I just shake my head.
He looks perhaps a bit perplexed for a moment and then seems to calm and have this sort of placid look on his face. Well, to answer your question, the Sealed Heart is divided into 3 components. The area that you are in now is known as the Forge. Metal bits are brought to the south for construction. Things that cannot be used are sloughed off into the storage rooms back there. There are other parts of the Sealed Heart, but for now, not to confuse you, just go speak with the diplomat. Learn what you can. Any information you can get out of her would be a great asset.
Sounds good to us. How do we know when we won't walk out of here that you won't make a call and have us hunted down? Is this really...
a call? What does this mean?
Oh. Okay. That should do it for me. All right. Look, we'll take care of this. Give us a couple of hours, and we'll be back.
But do you remember directions? Something about double doors?
Yeah. I got it. I wrote it down
Okay, all
in
right.
my
Well,
mind.
it's nice talking with you, sir, and have a good day.
Virtue's gonna yell from the corner.
Ask him how to get away from those catapults. As I'm hiding.
He does bring up a good point. Can you let the catapult things know that we're not enemies?
I have no control over the clockwork devices. They are programmed, created, constructed by Amran Jabbar.
Got it. All right. Well, we'll just keep dodging. Let's go, Cartoon. Come on.
Boom.
All right.
As you guys start making your way out, you do notice him in the hallway with his head sort of cocked, looking down as he watches you exit.
Well, that was intriguing.
Did you ask him where the exit was in case we need to get out of here quickly?
No.
Of course you didn't.
Well, I'm not. That was my first time questioning a. Last time I just threw the guy overboard. You know, it was a lot easier doing that.
Well, I didn't know that, but interesting style.
I was outvoted, if that matters.
Well, one thing that we need to keep in our heads is to be more quiet, particularly when we are using the magics.
Well, I think it kind of worked out, because, I mean, we learned. Well, the black box isn't a myth. I mean, it's down here somewhere. And this is the first.
That?
He said that he knows information about it. He's heard of it. And that's really the only tip we got to go
I don't know
on.
if I
So,
believe him.
no, I don't know if I believe him either, but do we want to just keep fighting until we find it, or would we at least like to try to, take some tips?
Well, I'm not saying that I know where it is. I'm not saying I know where the exit is. I'm just saying we need to be open to the fact that it's not like he looks like a trustworthy guy. You know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not, I mean, but this is really all we got. I'm gonna hop over.
Nice sound effect, yeah.
So, we have to go to the main chamber, and then we need to go through the double doors. Then we gotta ascend to the third level, far south, western wall, something about a door. Hold our sword up and shout, "I am under the service of Amran Jabbar." So, that doesn't sound too difficult.
Oh, but somebody's gonna have to let me borrow their sword.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Well, let's go.
Where are you? You mean these double doors up here? Didn't he say north?
He said main chamber. Wasn't that this way?
Isn't that this?
Are there double doors to the north?
We zoned in on the storage rooms.
There are eight. She is right. I get my pronouns mixed up. Common second language. The double doors are to the north.
Yeah. I don't know why you guys have me leading this. Skinny hallway. How does that guy get around?
What are these to our left and right?
Those seem to be perhaps artistically designed architecture for the area. There's no mechanical significance as you're looking at them. They don't seem to contain anything. You're guessing this was just for aesthetic purposes. As you open the door, Leroy, you notice a large figure moving around this chamber, and as you're not trying to make any intention here of being quiet, opening the door does certainly make some noise. It is going to spin around and spot you. As it does so, as he's holding on to this very large looking spear, I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative for us.
Kurtu, I have sword for you.
Good timing.
All right, the creature wins initiative. And you'll notice that it slithers across the ground here as its lower half is made up of a large snake-like tail. As it gets to here, you're going to notice that it pulls in close to you here, Leroy, sitting right on top of this lava channel, seemingly unbothered by it, as it stabs forth with its spear. I will need you to give me 2 defense rolls here. The first one you manage to evade, however the second one gets through your defenses, slamming into you, dealing. So the spear attack is what misses, and then the tail attack is what hits you. So there's 11 bludgeoning damage, 3 fire damage, and the tail now has you grappled and restrained.
Perfect. I assume the tail is that considered a weapon attack? Do I get my heavy armor master from that?
You do, yes. Alright, next up is Spectre.
Assuming this is the guardian he was talking about, I'm going to, I guess, draw my swords because my hands were empty, and then raise them above my head and say, I am under the service of Amran Jabbar. And, is there enough space to, like, squeeze in here, or...?
As long as you're willing to truly squeeze, meaning being at disadvantage and so forth. You would also realize at the moment, Spectre, that this creature can't really see you because where you're standing, only the one door's open. So you can shout this out, but you're not even sure if the creature recognizes you.
Can I move, like, back here until I can see it and do that?
You can, yes. So you step back to there, shout those words out. You notice the creature does seem to have maybe a flicker of recognition.
Okay. I don't know what's happening to roll 20. The selection circle is...
Looks like it's just lagging.
Yeah. So, I will hold here, still holding my weapons above my head, but still in my hand in case things take a turn for the worse here.
Okay, Leroy.
I am going to try to mimic what Spectre did, even though I'm kind of restrained and wrapped up in the tail. I'm going to try to hold my sword up. I am under the service. Amran Jabbar. Come on, dude. You didn't even ask.
Right.
And do I see any recognition from that?
Well, what I was going to say is, as you start your turn, you're trying to do this, and you're attached to this creature, you realize that the creature's body is just giving out an intense heat at the moment, so much so, this is actually going to burn you for 10 points of fire damage. As this occurs, and you're putting your blade up and trying to say this, yes, you do notice sort of a flicker of recognition, and you notice the tail suddenly gives free as it sort of lets go, and you realize you're no longer being held up. The tail kind of pulls back and hits into that magma channel, kind of moving a bit, and you notice again the creature kind of turns its head a bit.
Okay, we're not here to fight you. Trying to find the new girl.
Okay, Gale.
Okay, Gale's gonna move here to there, and then he's not gonna jump because he's so tall. And he's going to raise up his sword and say, I am under the service of Armand Jabbar.
You notice the creature certainly seems as though it's perhaps maybe calmed down a little bit. You can't really tell.
Okay, Kurtu, you get behind Spec. Do the same thing. I'll take a dodge action.
There's some turn button.
All right, we move to Kurtu's turn.
All right, I'm going to stand back here. I'm going to raise up my wand in my hand and my, huge... I'm sure he can see me because I'm like 2 feet tall, right? And I'm going to yell,
I am too. I don't have a sword, but, I'm in the service of Omar Jabbar as well.
And you notice his head kind of leans down a little bit, almost like trying to look at you. He replies, none of you can understand him except for Leroy. He is speaking in Ignan, once again, because you speak Primordial and you're still affected by comprehend languages. You can hear what he's saying. and he looks at you all, and you get the impression as he starts speaking, he sounds a bit confused, but as this sort of brief chat goes, you see he points up to his west, and he says, that way, as he sort of just slithers back. And it sounds like nobody's doing anything in an attacking fashion, so we will go ahead and end combat here, guys.
Yeah, and I will just say, Jordan, yeah, I was like, let's see if he can. I have a spell that casts 60, 30 feet, right? You know?
Worked out.
Yeah.
So is there a door toward the west, or do we have to keep... Okay, we keep going.
So as you enter this large room, just to give you a quick description, you guys are on the baseline floor level here. You can see there's a set of stairs that raise up to a second level. The creature actually pointed this way. As you look up, you can see the railing of another floor, and then you can see another railing of a third floor that sticks out sort of as like a upside down triangle, maybe, or an upside down V is probably a better way of pointing it out. So again, you're on. There's a level here. There's another level here, and then there's a further level that's even higher than that.
We're supposed to go to the third floor, guys. So, is there a staircase? Is this the staircase?
What about...
This sure looks like a staircase.
There's a staircase to the front, right?
So as you ascend that staircase, Leroy, you realize there's a door here, but at this height, even though on the map you can't see it, I would say you can now see across. There's a floor here, right? And then you see that there is another floor up here. There does not seem to be any way to access the third floor from your current spot.
There is more space here and more stairs. Is those stairs up there? Let me get my point. Are those stairs going up or down?
Those go up.
The fact that any of you have survived this long is a mystery that I will relish solving as we work together.
You're so optimistic. You're very encouraging.
Hey, we killed a dragon. Well, I don't know if it actually died.
Hey, Adam, while I'm walking by this fire creature here, I'm gonna look at him and give him a thumbs up.
He kind of turns towards you, and you just notice his tail kind of flipping around very dramatically, but he doesn't react or answer a question or anything like that.
I'm impressed.
Adam, while we're walking up, I'm gonna put my hand over where I got burned and do a little lay on hands real quick.
All right, but you forgot to not smite, so you hit yourself for the exact amount of damage you heal. All right, you restore some health as you use lay on hands and channel some of that energy into your body.
I'm going to turn back and put the finger on mouth and say, shh. Is that the universal sign for sure? Oh, I can keep this way. There's a hallway. Come on.
So now you're on the third floor here, Gale. So you've ascended up. This, what you notice just to your south, is a bridge that goes across to this platform that is on the third floor.
And there is a bright burning like pit or something.
Yes, as you get here, you do indeed notice what looks to be a sizable pit of magma.
Yeah, we gotta keep going. The guy said the third floor, and then he said far southern, as far south as you can go.
So are these stairs or just more bridge?
That's a bridge. All right, you find yourself standing in front of a door.
Okay, so I'm going to check and see if I can handle the door.
The door seems to be locked.
I knew it. Time for our specter friend. Excuse me.
Being 1 for 3 on this so far, I think I am gonna spend a hero point on this if that's okay.
You sure can.
There's that. And then blind check, right?
Yes. And I'm guessing based on how many hero points you have, that probably didn't reset from your last long rest. Have you really used that many?
I haven't had a long rest yet. This is my first mission.
I wonder how we had you only set for 2 hero points then. Oh,
Because I
you're
used a D8
multi-class.
and I'm multi-class. Yeah.
Right. Okay, thanks for the reminder. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay, so you're actually all set. Okay, so you get down with your thieves tools here and start working on this. Yeah, the lock doesn't seem to be too complicated, and you're able to unlock it.
Okay. I will back up. It's open. I will put my thieves tools away and get my swords back in hand.
It probably
I'm
was
sick
open.
about this shit.
You guys ready? Leroy, you have to use your silver tongue.
Are we on the 3rd level? Wait.
As you open this door, Gale, there's a couple of things you spot almost immediately. First, dominating the central room is a very large stone table. You can see a few chairs are set near around it. Straight across from you, sitting comfortably in a chair, is an oddly clad figure. You can see somewhat of feminine features underneath this bit of veil and this sort of tiara, maybe, or whatever this decorative headpiece is that seems to be keeping this veil sort of in place. The figure is staring right at the door as you open it, you presume, based on having tried to open the door, making some noise, and then obviously the unlocking the door using thieves' tools in the door. Likely that caused some sound as well. Also across the way, you're going to notice in the corner there is a large humanoid-looking creature that is currently smoking some type of strange mechanical pipe and seems to be standing here. You get the impression almost of like muscle as this individual standing here, but you do notice in his hand he has a very strange looking metal contraption that is handheld but looks to be some kind of weapon that you don't recognize. Then across the table next to the figure clad in the transparent cloth, you see another figure. And Chase, go ahead and describe what your character looks like.
Yeah, so you see a gnome. He's got kind of strange bright blue hair, these massive eyebrows that kind of like feather up off the side of his face, and a similarly kind of overgrown bright blue mustache. He's outfitted in some pretty nice looking robes. They are all hues of greens and golds. He's got a staff in his hand that's like a gnarled branch that kind of crooks up at the top like a shepherd's crook. There are little flowers that are kind of growing out of it at every strange position. I think he's sitting in this chair just kind of like kicking his legs back and forth, kind of childlike in the way that he's sitting here next to this very kind of mysterious shrouded woman, and then flanked by these hippopotami.
Excellent. All right, so Gale, this is all of what you notice when you first open this door. You notice the shrouded figure sort of, again, like I say, looking directly in your direction. And I imagine most of the folks here in this room are obviously aware now that the door is open. You notice, again, this shrouded figure kind of just looking at you, and you get the impression of someone that's just like waiting for you to react.
I just nod and I give way for Leroy.
I'm supposed to hold my sword up here. Hello. I am under the service of Amran Jabrar. I think that's his name. Hello.
You notice the shrouded figure turns to the small figure at her side and kind of gives this perfunctory sort of like shake of her head back and forth. I would have presumed that you would have knocked on the door if you were here to speak to me. Should I expect that combat is inevitable?
Yeah, I stopped paying attention for like 2 seconds, and my companions, they just got a little carried away. We got confused with the staircase being the 2nd and the 3rd level. We didn't mean to. I know I'm supposed to stand on the outside.
Not to cut you off, why don't you just kind of start by apologizing then?
I'm sorry,
There.
lady. I really,
Tamara, I think that's good, right?
yeah. I think it's good.
Yes. And Welby, you notice Tamala sort of turns and gives you a slight smile that you can see through this shroud, and she nods and says, My, that's better. Well then, why don't you come on in? How many of there are you exactly?
There's 4 of us.
I see. Well, do not be shy. And that
I
would
go-
be the actual stone table there, Leroy, so unless you're trying to do like a dance on the table motion, you'll want to avoid that.
So as I walk up to the rhinoceros on the north, I say, I apologize.
I like how it went from hippopotami to rhinoceros.
I don't know what they are.
They're basically the same thing.
Oh, it's definitely a hippo. Yeah. Our new guy's smart, guys.
So as you guys are entering here, Kurtu's still outside of the room. You notice the woman who has been named as Tamala sort of looks, like stretches forth a little bit, looking through the doorway.
Come on, Kurtu, it's fine.
I peek around the corner first. And then I'm kind of like, I'll walk in, but, cautiously. So,
Wow, hello. This looks like it's a... Boy, there's a lot of people in this little room.
Please close the
Hello.
door behind you, little one.
Why does everyone nickname me Little One? I'm tall for my race, but I'll close the door.
A curse of being shorter than everybody nearby, I suppose. Well, and you see she looks back towards Welby with a smile.
That's okay. Nobody's perfect.
The room
how
is
tall? How
not
tall are
like-
you, by the way, Chase? Just Welby.
Welby is 4 foot tall.
Okay, that'll just Kurtu just likes to pretend he's taller even when he's not. Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right, so you notice the woman once again, as she's looking at all of you with the door now closed, she says, So, you are in service of Amren. Why has he sent you to me? Is he ready to meet with me?
Not quite yet. He's still getting prepared, but we're usually the opening kind of, I guess you could say welcome party. Our job is to basically ask you a few standard questions. Make sure you are who you say you are, and then next a greeting party will come and take you to the almighty Omran. So I guess I'll get it started. Where did you come from to get here, and how did you travel?
You notice she puts a hand up towards this shroud on her face and sort of smooths out some of these wrinkled areas. I must say, I find myself quite confused. You say that you're in the service of Amren. He already knows why I'm here. Why would you be asking me these questions?
Like I said, our job, very simple. We just ask you baseline questions. We get a feel for your general, I guess you could say, vibrato, your persona, your spirit. If you say what we expect you to say, how we expect you to say it, then yeah, Amran should be fine meeting you. But you have to understand, somebody like Amran, he doesn't just meet anyone at any time, so there are some customary things we must do. Do you reject Amran's customs?
You notice that she pauses for a moment, turns to her side, speaking to this large being in the southwest corner, and she sort of whispers just a word that you hear, but it doesn't sound familiar to you at all. It sounds like it's likely in a language that none of you speak, and you notice that he just sort of gives a nod and starts messing with something in his like coat jacket. You get the impression of like somebody making preparations, something along those lines, and eventually you see he pulls out this small device and hits it a couple of times, and light suddenly springs forth from it. I see. That's better. And you see her eyes now do move to the southeast corner there where you are, Spectre.
I apologize. It's not something I can turn off.
It really freaks you out when you're sleeping.
You notice she sort of looks back towards you, Leroy, kind of narrowing her eyes a bit. I'd like you to go ahead and give me a blind check here to represent your efforts so far in, I'm going to say, either persuasion or deception. It sounds like it's more of a deception at this point, but if you want to make a case for persuasion, I might be persuadable.
I'm trying to persuade her that we're actually part of Umran's welcoming party, and that this is just standard procedure, and that she should follow it.
So yeah, I would say that's deception then. So yep, feel free to roll deception. So
That is
blind
cool.
check.
That's fine. Can I hero point in any way? Is that
You
a
can,
possibility? Yeah. All right, then I'll hero point because I got him. Smoke him if you got him.
Pretty good one.
All right, and you notice she sort of, again, looks towards you, taps a little bit on the table in front of her, says, well, again, quite odd, but my name is Tamala, and I've arrived here because I was requested to meet with Amran. He is, of course, responsible for the latest shipment of arms that is being crafted in this facility as we speak. There was some alterations to the latest batch that needed to be done. Some things did not quite meet our requirements, particularly on the sizing for the troops. So I needed to speak with him and make sure that there wasn't any other events that were occurring here that were going to cause problems.
Sounds good. And I guess the almighty question is, are you... And then I sit and I look over at Spectre, and then I kind of look over at Kurtu, and I say, you know, it's really hard for me to talk to you with that veil on. Is it necessary for you to wear that?
I'm afraid it is.
Okay, it kind of feels weird, because I don't know who you're looking at. I mean, I kind of feel like you're looking at me, and then I can definitely tell that guy in the corner over there is looking at me, but either way, we're just supposed to ask why you came here.
Oh, just be nice to her.
I'm trying to be nice, Kurtu. So, like I was saying, we're tasked to ask why you came, how you got here, what your purpose, general purpose is. It sounds like you're here to inspect a shipment or explain the shipment. That's good. I'll bring this information back to Umran, and yeah, we'll let him know that you're arrived and waiting. Do you need anything? Food, beverage?
No, the servants already attended to us perhaps an hour or so ago.
Sounds good. I suppose I know you don't trust us 100%. I can see that, but that's fine. I mean, you know, what we're doing here is...
I am quite curious how the four of you managed to end up in the service of Amran Jabbar. Perhaps that's a tale you'd be willing to share.
Well, it started with... There was this portal that we fell into. And then from there, it kind of got a little dicey. We were slaves for a little bit. Then we fought in this gladiator type thing. Then we won. And, yeah, so, you know, now we're just sitting here doing these errands. I mean, it's better than dying, so... Look, I know you don't trust us. I get it. You don't have to continue with the trickery. Did you want to send one of your big compatriots or one of your small compatriots with us as we go and do our duties, I guess you could say?
do their duties. Did you hear him?
And you notice she turns and gives you once again this sort of slight smile. An interesting proposition. Would you mind giving my friend here and I just a moment to speak amongst ourselves? You could exit the room and just remain out on the platform. I can get word to you momentarily. I hope you'll excuse this brief bit of privacy.
Well, excuse me. I do have one question. We work as team. So if you find that the weapons are up to your standard, you will still buy. Sounds like you come to buy weapons, or if the shipment is yours.
And you notice she looks towards you this time, Gale, and Well, that is, of course, also an interesting question. And apologies, but I really must confer with my associate here just briefly in private.
Okay, then that's fine. We are all being very, very friendly.
Adam, can you describe the table in front of me? Basically, what I'm trying to find out is there a crawl space underneath?
There's space that you could crawl underneath, yes. Excuse me.
All right.
So think of it as like a stone table that sits at about the, I'm going to say, 4 foot high mark off the ground. It has 4 stone legs, one in each cardinal corner.
All right. When the rest of the group is piling out, I'm gonna try to go underneath the table.
Okay, yeah, you can certainly attempt that. You realize that everyone's kind of looking at you, so short of some kind of special ability that would allow you to like sneak under without being seen, it's going to be pretty challenging.
Oh, I figured maybe with them being like 4 feet and everything, if the table's 4, I was just wondering if maybe I didn't have if they didn't have direct visual, kind of
I mean,
thing
there's
on
a
me, 'cause
guy
I'm so
right
small.
here who has a direct visual.
Yeah, but there's
I
also
think-
somebody right here
I think that
that's
Gale.
like 6 feet tall.
I feel like Gale would grab you by the collar and drag you outside anyway.
Okay, well, I just wanted to. Okay, that's fine.
Let's go to give her space. She wants to talk to friends.
I'm gonna do like a slight bow to her and say thank you for your time, Tamala.
And she inclines her head.
And I'm gonna look at the fire dude over here, and I'm gonna say,
I think our conversation
Don't-
went very well.
Why you talk to the guy who can squish people with fiery tail? You want to die?
Because he's got fire to him. You don't have any fire, and you talk weirder than he
Well,
does.
who cares? We're all going to die anyway.
I gotta say, guys, whew, my heart was racing in there. I don't do that very well. Did
Really?
it sound very good?
No.
No, it sounded horrible. We're all going to die now.
As you guys make your way back out to the platform, Spectre, you definitely notice now that as you're passing by this a second time, that in this magma pit, there's movement that you would not expect. Almost as though there's something underneath the lava perhaps moving around. As you notice this, back in the room, Tamil looks down over towards Welby with a bit of a concerned look, and you've seen this perhaps before in some of your adventures with her, Welby, some of your indiscretions perhaps. You notice she looks towards you and she says, "Those individuals clearly are not in service of Amran. They have no idea what it is that is occurring here. I think they are quite confused, but perhaps this is something we can take advantage of."
Yeah, I mean they're either really dumb or they have no idea what's going on. But either way, if you think that we can kind of leverage this somehow, then I mean, just let me know what you need me to do.
What I'm thinking is, would you be willing to travel with them, pose as an assistant, and just let them know that you're there to attend to my needs and make sure things go as necessary?
Oh yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, they seem fun enough at the very least. So we'll have some good time together. What specifically is it that you want me to kind of make sure happens, though?
I had hoped that we would be able to speak with Amran and inspect the facilities. There has been some concerns on our side that there's some kind of issue with the magma channel. It is not running as pure as it used to. There is some speculation that they've been having to use fuel rocks to get the intensity of the flames good enough for the forging of the weapons. And then our engineers believe this is causing a reduction in the effectiveness of the weapons. If this is true, evidence of this should be easy to find. It would look in the form of perhaps barrels or other containers holding black rocks, perhaps even in the shape of orbs or balls, but black in nature, as that is what they would use to build up the intensity of the flames. I noticed that they really tried to guide us as we made our way here and did not allow us to just walk freely. So my concern is there may be things they don't want us to see here. If Amran is where he usually is in the south, then it really does not make a whole lot of sense of why he would send them here for this information. Yes, I will request them to enter back in and see if they will take you as my attendant with the guise of investigating the rest of the facility and seeing what you can find. I won't be surprised if you do discover some of these indiscretions, that those that are guarding them may not take kindly to this. They may even use violence. Are you sure that you're up for the challenge?
I mean, yeah. If anything goes south, I can always just, leave them all to die and save my own tail.
Yes, that is quite wise. If there are challenges, if you can make it back here, I can't imagine Amrin would destroy the diplomatic relations between him and our side. So if you can make it back into this room at least, I can give you safety. The rest of them I can't say for sure, and if you learn more about them, perhaps I may be willing to extend that protection to them as well. But for now, yes, I will request they re-enter. And is there anything else you wish to ask, or any thoughts you have before I give them this plan?
Yeah, if I find any of these accelerants or catalysts that you mentioned, do you want me to bring them back as proof, or...
Just a sample would be sufficient, a small amount. I don't need too much of it, but yes, if the magma is not running true any longer, then there would likely be evidence of this, and I would assume anywhere that they're using the large areas, the large pits.
All right, I'll keep my eyes peeled, and I'll report back if need be, or if I find anything.
Thank you, Welby. This service will go great. Wonderful. Let me get them back in. And you see she looks to the large guy in the corner, and you would recognize as well, but you know that this race is individuals known as gifts, and she speaks the gift language to the one to the north, and you see he actually does just that, coming down to open the door.
Now we go to our doom.
Stepping out, guys, into the platform here, you notice this large creature who looks towards you all and does this kind of snort and motions with his head back towards the room.
Our cue. By the way, there's something in the lava.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Hello again, I apologize.
And you notice she sort of nods slowly and once again motions towards the door. Thank you for the moment to speak with my associate here. Well, I'm going to propose an arrangement if you would be so kind as to listen. You see, I have been trying to learn some information about this facility. My companion, Welby, here knows what I'm looking for. Would it be possible for him to join your group as you make your forays around the sealed heart and see what it is that you can find?
Sure. Like I said, doesn't matter to us. We just, got a few little spots on our patrol we gotta do. He can come along.
Wonderful. Please understand that Welby's safety is of quite importance to me. Make sure that nothing terrible should befall him, and that he has returned to me safely.
Not a problem.
Well, if there's no other questions you have, Welby, is there any questions you have for the group?
Well, it would be nice to learn everyone's names if we're going to be walking around together.
Okay, well, my name is Gail Fuseflaw, and I do not, yes, nice to meet you.
And I'm Kurtu, and it's very nice to meet you as well. So I'm the leader of this group today, and that's because I've been around the longest, and that's how we voted. So that's it. And I like fire. Thank you.
Well, you're in a good spot to like fire.
It's wonderful. I've seen a lot already.
I'm gonna do like a bow, and I've read this a few times, Adam. Before I do it, I don't. It's not like a spell, right? It just
No.
says I open. Yeah. So as I bow, I'm gonna do that to see if I pick anything up in the room.
You. Let's see. Yes, you do pick something up in the room. I will send you a quick message.
Okay. And then I'll say, my name is Mr. Ground. Everybody just calls me Leroy.
I'm Spectre.
First name Inspector.
And where are you exactly?
Oh, does the hippo not have a light anymore? Did he turn it off?
It should be giving off light at the moment.
Okay. I do a little half wave, and I turn to Leroy and say, "The only reason I haven't stabbed you yet is because of our contractual obligation."
So it sounds like you're all really good friends.
We grow
could say
on each
that.
other. Yeah. It happens.
Well, if there's nothing else that you need to ask,
Well,
of-
I'll ask you. Are you sure you want to die? Because we're doomed. We're walking around here, and I'm sure we're going.
Oh
to
my
die.
gosh! Don't mind him. We'll bring him back safely. Tamela. I'm sorry. I'm really bad
Tamela.
with names. Tamela. Got it.
Tamala.
Got it.
Have a nice day, Tamala.
Lady Pamela, it's very nice to meet you. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to meeting you again soon.
You notice Tamala gives you sort of this very calm and very formal nod.
He's very nice. Those hippos, they're kind of big.
I didn't mean to close the door. Fuck.
All right, group, as you make your way out of this large room, you hear moments later the door does close behind you. And yeah, you find yourself in this very large room. Most of you having spotted this before. Welby, you've seen this once before, but in a weird way, it almost seems like hard to piece together in your memory exactly when it was that you've seen this, what direction you came from when you got here. It's sort of like fragmented memories as you're looking around, like, I kind of recognize this, I kind of recognize that.
yeah. It's just nice. It's warm. It's comforting. Maybe a little too warm. How are you all dealing with how warm it is down here?
We move quickly.
Oh, so you expend increased calories to combat the fact that your body is perspiring rapidly.
Last night I ate an entire turkey.
That is good for you. That is so good.
I actually do not have a plan to get rid of heat.
We're okay for now.
Just to let you know, Gale is not the one to talk to if you want to have, want to be happy during the day. Just to let you know, he's kind of doom and gloom.
All right, good to know. Well, I'm typically pretty. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. You're hard to see sometimes.
There's something in that lava pit. Can we please move? Because I would not want to die in a lava pit fight.
So where is it that you all are headed at this moment?
Oh, we gotta go check in with our boss, and then we gotta go to the next spot. Let me ask you this, William, right? It was William, right?
No, you're so close though. It's Welby.
Ah, nice.
You
Okay.
know Finn?
Do I know Pen?
No, Finn. He cooks a lot. He used to cook a lot because he's dead. He's a gnome. He was a gnome before he died.
No, contrary to popular belief, not all gnomes know one another.
Oh, I just wasn't sure. I mean, you know, you never know. It's a small, big world out there.
It is. It is.
Don't-
And I've been a lot of places, but I've never met a Finn.
Oh, okay. But that's okay. He was nice, but he's not here anymore anyway. So, you know, it's okay.
Do you think we'd have to put sword above head and say those words again?
Probably not.
It's getting annoying, isn't it? So, Wallaby, how did you get, I guess you know how we came into service here. How did you get into service with old Tamala?
Oh, I've been working with Tamla for many years. She hires me for different odds and end jobs, and I volunteered for this one because I wasn't doing anything else, and it seemed kind of fun. But yeah, other than that, I don't know a whole lot. She does tend to keep her cards close to her chest, if you know what I mean. But otherwise, she's a good person. She's outfitted me, and he kind of gestures to his robes and things. The money she pays me makes sure that I look nice when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes.
I actually do not know what you mean by placing a card on your chest.
Oh, that's
Gambles
okay.
a lot. She gambles.
I can teach you how to play cards later. It will take some brain power though, so I don't know if you're up for it.
Oh, he definitely isn't.
Hey, make sure you keep your card to your chest, Spectre.
I'll do my best.
Lizard Man. Nice to meet you again. We gotta get back through that door. Do you mind letting us pass?
You notice the large fiery creature sort of looks at you for a moment, and in Ignin says, "Why? Where do you go?"
To the boss. Other boss in the forge.
You see he looks confused for a moment, but slides out of your way.
Which way did she say to go? Maybe it's not back the other way.
Who's she? We're doing our rounds, remember?
Oh yes, that's true. We should do all around.
This guy over here, he's so impressive looking.
Ugh!
Hey, Welby, can you jump over this, or do you need me to throw you over this?
Oh no, I could jump over.
Okay, go ahead. Not like I care if you live or not.
Ew, come on, man. You had lamb chops last night. Like, that had to be delicious. Alright.
He had a good night's sleep, but he's still like that. I don't understand.
Well, maybe we get him drunk, and that's the solution to get him back to Happy Gale. Okay, Welby. Got it, Welby. So, there's something... Well... I know you like your lady, Tamala. She seems... to be honest, you said she was nice. She kind of creeped me out a little bit, to be honest with you. But we're not from here, man. Look, we have another job that we're hired to do here. We don't mind helping you sneak around and get the information that you need, or whatever, or talk to the people you need to. That's cool. We can assist with that. But we're specifically.
Remember, we don't know that stuff.
I know, that's why I tried to hide it, because I forgot that we didn't know it. But
Oh, okay.
but
Okay, I know that you all have to get quickly back to your pit fighting, so
no, it's not that. It's not pit fighting. Look, we're here because this is like a bottomless portal kind of dungeon thing, and we're looking for something. And this time when we went in, it took us here, and there's this kind of crazy big dude behind this wall here, and we beat his ass a little bit, and he backed down, and he told us he needed information about your boss.
Oh, okay.
Just-
What did he want to know specifically? Maybe I could help.
He just wanted to know why she was here. He feels like his job is being threatened.
Interesting. I don't know that we're trying to threaten anyone's jobs. Just ultimately, yeah. I don't. She kind of keeps her secrets. But I'm just keeping my eyes peeled. So, um, is there? You said that you were here looking for something specific. Have you not found it yet?
No. And this guy says he may have information about it if we tell him information about your boss. So we have kind of two ways of going about this, because you seem like a nice guy, man. You know, your eyebrows are really nice. I like your flowers on your staff. And, we could probably use an extra set of hands.
Maybe
But
Welby should stay out here when you go talk to Mr. Mean Face guy.
that's kind of where I was going. I didn't want to be rude about it. I just wanted to be honest about it. Maybe you just wait out here and let me answer his questions so we can keep our ruse for a little bit longer. If that's okay with you.
Oh, that's fine. I can occupy myself.
Yeah, Welby, I just don't trust this guy. He seems like a brute, to be honest with you.
Is he?
I don't wa-
Does he work here?
I think he's the foreman.
Yeah, that's what we think, but
He was
I don't know.
evasive about what it is he actually does. Probably middle management.
Always angry middle management.
All right. Well, I don't want
Yeah,
to.
and as you say, always angry.
I
I look at. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I look at Gail and I go,
Yeah, tell me about it.
Are you trying to make funny with me?
I didn't let you see me look at you, though.
So what's the plan, fearless leader?
Everybody turns and looks at Kurtu.
Yeah, that is right. I am still the leader today. We voted on it yesterday. So I think what we should do is, I think you three should go in there and, Welby and I will stay in the hall like I was in the hall last time. So then that way there, we can surprise him if we need to.
Clever. You're boldly volunteering to guard the new guy in case anything untoward might happen out in this hallway while we're gone. I admire your loyalty.
Just yell 12 times if you need help.
Oh, Leroy, when you go talk to this person, try to keep card on chest.
What? What does that
Gamble.
mean?
Don't gamble. Yeah,
I'm
that's what
trying
he
to
said.
use the phrase in the sentence. The only way I was told you could learn a language. Sorry, Spectre.
Oh, dang it, we've been bamboozled. He's not in here.
Right. As you step into this room, you notice there is this sort of large, odd-shaped bed that you spotted before, and it's not super obvious that it is a bed, but it's kind of like a circular obsidian block that, just looking at it, you remember he was kind of close by and leaned up against and all that, and you assume it's some kind of strange bed for this area. You notice sort of, you get the sense, I would say, of this room as someone exited very quickly, as there's things kind of moved around here and there, things are tipped over, fallen on the ground, that kind of thing.
I'm just going to pretend for a little bit, and I'm going to give it a good search, run through of anything left over.
Sure. All right, so you're going to spend a couple of minutes here searching the room?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and give me a blind check as you do so.
I'll hero point this as well.
Okay.
Hey, Kurtu, he said something about a famboozle. Maybe there's a famboozle in there.
Oh, there's so much to do down here.
Is that what you're looking for? Is that what it's called?
You only discover some odds and end things here, nothing of significance, Leroy. However, it's at this time that I would like everybody to go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. Now, before you roll this, I'm going to let you guys know, represents the amount of time you spent down here in this intense heat. This is kind of an interesting, different mechanic that I've crafted here. So, As you've been very warm, obviously we don't go through and ask questions over and over and over like, are you drinking water? So if you wish to spend half of a water skin, you can make this check at advantage. If you're wearing heavy armor, however, this check is automatically at disadvantage.
I'll just
Yeah.
drink. I'll just drink
my
some
water.
ale. Yeah, I'll drink some ale and then take my con save because that ain't gonna happen.
As long as you have whatever it is that you're drinking and it's actually like a cold liquid, that'll apply.
Hey, Adam,
Yeah, I
question.
got plate armor.
In regards to, wow, let's just take a picture of those, huh? But in regards to the what was it? I'm resistant to fire right now. I know that's damage, but does that help me at all for your Constitution save?
It would, yes. You can assume that you've automatically made it.
Okay, thanks.
And
And I don't know how much longer I have, but I had like 35 minutes at that time, I think, at the end of session last week.
I think we said 25, so assume you're down to probably 10 or less at this point.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought that was how much has gone by, not how much was left, but that's good. Thanks.
So you said disadvantage with heavy armor. So even if I drank water, it's not gonna matter, right?
It would make it a straight roll.
Okay, I'll drink half my water skin, and I will do a con save.
All right, so clarifying, yes, you are right, Bill. So it was 25 minutes that have elapsed. So in the additional time that you have spent here, assume that it's been like another 15 minutes, so you'd have like 20 minutes left.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Sure thing, yep. Okay, so let's see. So I got one from Spectre, Leroy, Welby, Gale, and Kurtu doesn't have to make one. So all of you managed to pass this saving throw, but I will tell you, you realize now that this saving throw increases in difficulty depending on how long you're exposed to this heat.
And how long has it been since we got here?
Hard to measure exact time, but if you had to guess, you would think maybe an hour.
Okay.
Hey, Leroy, did you find the bamboozle?
So it looked like whoever was in there hijacked, or not hijacked. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess I probably shouldn't ask you, huh, Gil? Ran away.
So he in haste. The perch, we couldn't trust him. He didn't look. He had horns on top of his head. How do you trust someone like that? We're dead. We're doomed.
No. The good news is that it seemed like he was being kind of honest about knowing where the box was, so at least we know it's real. But maybe we just make
First he
our
said
way.
he never heard of it, and then he said all of a sudden he said that he thinks he has heard of it. So I don't know.
Well, should we try to find him?
Yeah,
No, we
I mean, we could.
Wait, why do we trust this? He ran away from us. Like, this is not a good faith. That is, he didn't keep he kept his card on his chest for you.
I never trusted him to begin with. All I'm saying is that we didn't have to fight him.
Okay, so now I think the lady in the veil was nicer than the man with the giant sword and horns on top of it.
You too. I got a good feel about her. And Welby likes her, and I think Welby. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I think gnomes are trustworthy.
Sometimes when she invites me over, she smells like cinnamon, which I kind of like.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter to me who we work with. I just, I want to find this box and be done with this. I feel like we've kind of came out here for no good reason, and well, we lost Josephine, and that other guy got eaten by that thing. That was crazy.
Oh, you've lost one of your friends? Do you need help finding her?
No, we know where she is.
Yeah, so sad.
Oh, very well. Well, if the foreman is missing, should we go look for him, or is there
Maybe
something
he's
else?
making his rounds. You're right. Maybe he's looking at his workers.
Speaking of, Leroy, you made some friends in this nearby room. Maybe they know where he went.
Okay, I can ask him. Hey guys.
Yes, as you enter, you notice 3 of these individuals here. You notice the one kind of low raises his head slowly, as you see the fire of his hair and beard just burning brightly. And then speaking in Ignan, he says, "Hello."
You told us to go talk to your boss, and that was that guy with the big sword and the horns, right?
He nods.
Okie dokie. So, he kind of looks like he ran away. Does he have like another office here or something?
He is boss of Sealed Heart. He runs whole place.
What's his name?
Amran Jabbar.
Oh, interesting. Alrighty. Do you know where he is?
Have not seen him recently.
Alright, well, keep
Ask him
up
if
the
he's
good
nice
work.
to them. Ask him if he's nice to them. We gotta know. Maybe get an insight. You know.
Oh, my boss wants to know, is your boss a nice boss?
You see he stares at you with these burning eyes, and it seems as though he composes himself for a moment. We Azers, happy to be servants of great empire.
Perfect. Has things been going well? Work been going good? Good conditions and stuff?
You happy? Are you a happy slave?
Have worked hard.
Okay. Does he give you breaks? Time off?
You have a good PTO program.
Dental, vision?
Have no personal belongings to break.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go find the boss. When he's not in that room over there, where's a good place we can usually find him?
If not in Forge, may be in meeting area or at Smelter.
Okie dokie. Smelter, I guess, is in the forge. Where's the meeting area?
Smelter is not in Forge. Meeting area is northeast of Seal Heart area.
And I guess where's the smelter?
South of the Great Transition.
Shoo. You guys got some pretty fancy names for stuff. Alrighty. Well, have a good day, guys. Okay, so, well, get this. The guy we talked to was actually Amran Jabbar.
So are we under the surface of Amran Jabbar like we just said we were? Have we been as
I mean, he asked us to do something for him. Those guys in there said we can find him in the meeting room or in the smelting area.
Well, I think we could start our search in the smelting area, if it's the closest.
Yeah, he said it's south of the Great Transition, so,
Are you familiar with what that even means?
he shakes his head no.
I would assume there's some type of break then in this type of wherever we find ourselves, and then maybe there's like a. Hopefully, the transition means it's a little less hot, but I mean to the smelter. Ugh.
And then he said, oh, go ahead, Gil.
Sorry, but we've been south. We haven't been north-ish to the right. If you go north past the guard to the right, we have not gone that way.
Yeah, he said if we go northeast of the Sacred Heart location, that's where the meeting room is, so we can try that one.
I do not want to run by those spear-spitting contraptions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that wasn't fun.
Does it sound like a good time?
So yeah, I guess we go into that room up to the north and try to find this great transition.
Well, remember, there's that door in the hall that was locked. Maybe we could try it again.
I don't think that's how it works in this campaign.
Mechanically, if you fail to unlock a lock, you have to gain a level before attempting it again, you individually. So if multiple people have the ability to try, multiple people could try, but the same person can't keep just trying.
Well, let's just go grind on hogs in Elwyn Forest for 6 hours. And come back.
I mean, technically,
The last time I was grinding on a hog, it didn't take me 6 hours.
Oh, grounding on hogs. I think that, I've done that in college. Well, never mind.
When are we
Alright.
done? Which way are we going?
I guess we go find this great transition.
Then I'm sure that it is north. And Welby, are you having a good time so far with
You
this?
guys are wonderful. Yeah, this has been great.
That is so encouraging to me.
Maybe the snake man has seen where his boss has gone.
Excuse me, little man. I was going in front of you if you I don't know.
Oh,
if you
that's
want.
fine. I could just
Oh,
I could walk under
please.
your legs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Shield, go for it.
Okay, because you guys are running a little feet so fast. I am in the service of our. Oh, do I have to say that every time?
Doesn't seem so.
That's our password.
All right,
Oh.
as you guys are making your way through here, I would like everybody to throw me a blind check. Okay, Spectre. Yeah, just Spectre. So, as you guys are entering, Spectre, you notice this sort of at the last second. You're, entering this area. It's essentially been, safe, for the lack of a better term, for you guys. You notice this fiery, snake-like creature on the steps here. You kind of glanced at him at first, and you almost get this impression of, like, he's poised, like he's ready. And it doesn't dawn on you instantly until you get
He's
to
received new orders, is my guess.
Perhaps, yep. And it sort of dawns at you right as you're here, and you're kind of glancing back, like maybe the little cogwheel in your head's moving, click, 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 when suddenly he launches into action. So this doesn't take you by surprise, Spectre, but the rest of the group, you're not noticing this, and he just essentially launches an attack out of his complacency here, and this is going to take you guys by surprise. So we'll go ahead and roll initiative based on timeline right now, though. Let's go ahead and throw initiative just so we can see where we're going to be. And we will go ahead and take our 15-minute break here, guys. Pick up on the other side and see what occurs in this battle.
Oh, good. Death comes after food. That's wonderful. Good timing.
All right, good deal. See everybody in 15 minutes. All right, folks, welcome back to the second half of our session. The group has found themselves in some tight circumstances here. So with that in mind, we will get back into where we left off. I'm going to put on a bit of high tempo music here. Might be slightly too loud. Turn it down just a hair. All right, guys, so looking at the initiative order here, we've got Gale out front. And Gale, you failed the check, so you would be surprised. Your turn would end. You're no longer surprised. Same with Kurtu. Your turn would end. You're no longer surprised. And we move to Spectre.
Okay, so I see this guy is definitely aggressing against us, right?
Yeah, so think of it as, like, he's got his spear, but he's sort of, like, holding it down lackadaisically, but you notice out of your corner eye, and he, like, does this really quick movement, and you catch it, but nobody else does.
Then I will shout to the party, he's not friendly anymore. And then I will go ahead, because I'm empty-handed, actually I think this is just a verbal thing. Remind me where the lighting is. It's just the 5 spaces around the 5-foot spaces around the lava.
Within
channel.
5 feet of the lava, consider that bright light. So right now you would be in bright light, and then up above it's giving off a lot of bright light because of that magma. Now if you're close by that platform, it technically wouldn't hit you, but yes, right now you would be in bright light.
Close by the platform, meaning down, like, to my left here?
So think of that platform that comes into that really harsh angle there. That is above your head, right? So that you're currently at the 0 foot. Then the next floor is 10 feet up. Then that's 20 feet up. So up above you at the 20-foot mark, you would see a lot of bright light being cast out. And I would say, again, without getting too technical, it's hitting all up in this kind of splash area. And I would say casting down somewhat, but it's not going to cast directly down because that would go through the rock of the platform, right? So it can't hit like right here or right underneath, obviously.
Is there room for me to get underneath without squeezing?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, because that platform's 20 feet above your head. So, yep.
So it's completely dark under the platform.
Correct.
And then, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast a spell here. I'm going to go ahead and throw a hunter's mark on him.
So I'm going to make one really quick clarification. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jordan. But so, yeah, right here would not be completely dark because it's within 5 feet of the magma channel. But right here would be, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, that's where I'm going to go then. So I'm going to first cast hunter's mark. And you see her reach out her hand. And I think... Is Leroy still concentrating on comprehend languages, or does he still have it active? I don't know if it's a concentration spell or not.
I don't think that one is concentration.
No, it's not concentration, but it lasts an hour. So I don't know how long it's been since I... Let's see, I cast it when we
talked to the dwarves. It was partway through and we've been here for about an hour, so...
It's still, I would say it's still in effect.
Yeah, it's still active. So I'm assuming Leroy is the only one who understands this then. She's going to point her finger at the big salamander guy, and she's going to say in a language that only Leroy understands, "B, Elsa, dinner time." And then 2 purpley wisps that almost look like skeletal little dragon heads about the size of a man's fist shoot out from her palm, and they start circling around this guy, looking for like signs of weakness or any kind of opening in his defense to try to like take bites out of him. And that is my hunter's mark. So there's that. And then I'm going to slip into the darkness, draw my longbow since my hands were empty, and I'm going to make my 3 Stalker's Flurry shots at him. Or whatever it's called. Dread Ambusher? Whatever. You know the one. The one where I get 3 of them. Yeah. So now that I'm in darkness, unless he has a way to see me, these should all be at advantage.
Correct. He cannot see you where you're at right now under the platform in the darkness.
Okay. So here comes those 3 shots. 1 and 2 and 3.
1 will miss, but 2 and 3 at advantage will connect.
Okay, so here is damage for number 2. 8 piercing plus we'll take the 2 hunter's mark that already rolled. And then the second one...
So quick check. This is just a regular longbow, right?
Correct.
Okay, so as
I didn't get anything for magical shit.
As these arrows strike into him, you're going to recognize that he is resistant to this non-magical piercing damage.
That's fine. And here comes the second hit. As soon as roll 20 stops fucking with me. So another 10 plus 1d6 for the hunter's mark. Plus an additional 1d8 for the Stalker's Flurry hit.
Oh, okay, cool. For some reason I was thinking Hunter's Mark was only once per turn, but yeah, every attack, nice.
It is every attack. I was gonna take it on Josephine and hit like 4 or 5 times around, and then she got smashed by a T-Rex. So we're
all right. That last
running it
damage,
back.
that 8, that is the force damage from Dread Ambusher.
Correct.
That is fully effective.
All right. So I'm just going to chill in the darkness here. I know he knows where I am, but he still can't see me, so if he tries to attack out at me, it's going to be at disadvantage. If I understand how that works correctly.
Well, unless he somehow gets light into your area, yes. All right, you're going to notice as the large creature shouts something that none of you besides Leroy understand. Leroy, I'll send this to you. All right, and after he shouts this, he is going to move this space here, getting up next to the magma channel and striking out at Kurtu. So Kurtu, as you stand here, you notice he stabs forth with his spear. I'll need a defensive roll.
Always going after the powerful ones first, I know.
Gotta take out the heavy hitters, man.
That's right.
All right, the spear does manage to smash into your shoulder here, Kurtu. You're going to suffer 10 points of piercing damage and 5 fire. We know you have that resistance to fire, so that'll cut that down to 2. And then he follows that up with a tail attack, and I'll need another defense roll. This one you do see coming and duck underneath it as the tail swipes right over your head. Alright, and then Welby also surprised, so we skip your turn. Leroy also surprised, we skip your turn. So now we get to the top of the round, nobody is surprised any longer. However, you might be surprised suddenly as from above you, you see flailing through the air as a small-ish creature falls off of this platform, landing right in, I'm going to roll this randomly. Alright, this is the one next to Leroy and Gale. You notice this snake-like creature flips off, like essentially leaping off of this platform up above, lands down in this magma channel, which once it does, magma spurts up and hits in both of these squares nearby. When this occurs, I will need both Leroy and Gale to give me dexterity saving throws.
That's a blind check, right?
Nope, that's just a public check.
Okay, I'm going to use my reaction for a hero point.
Reaction for hero point. Is this, did we say saves? I can't even remember my own rules. Now, hang on a sec. I know we can on the defensive roll, but let me just double check real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, and now Roll20 just kicked me out. 2 seconds. Okay, double checking here real quick. Player may use a reaction to spend a hero turn when they make it it's not their turn. Yeah, okay, yep, so that works perfectly. You are on spot there, Gale. So yes, burn a reaction and spend a hero point. Okay, excellent. So we'll add 2 to that. Yeah, so you'll succeed, and you're getting Leroy's aura, so that's a +2, and Leroy has his aura as well, which is not factored into there, so we'll add that to Leroy's roll. So you both succeed, and you'll suffer half of this damage. Okay, so both Leroy and Gale, as the magma spits up from this splash hitting upon you, you're both going to suffer 5 points of fire damage.
I'm going to say... Oh, I was just going to say, he's calling more reinforcements.
Sure, yeah, okay, and from there, the creature is now going to, as it lands in this pool of lava, it focuses its attacks on Leroy. And Leroy, it is going to attempt to bite you. I will need a defense roll, please. Nice. That will count as a fumble for the creature. So go ahead and roll a melee fumble for me. Okay, he's embarrassed by that, but no additional effect. And then he's going to try to slap you with this small tail. And I will need another defense roll. This one will be a crit. You got both ends of the spectrum there. So let's see. The primary damage of this is fire. So go ahead and give me a fire crit upon yourself. Okay, so maximum damage. So you're going to suffer 5 bludgeoning damage and 6 fire. So your thing reduces the 5 bludgeoning down 3. So 2 and 6 fire, 8 total damage to you, Leroy. All right, and then that's a stray tracker. So we move to Gale is up next. No longer surprised.
All right. Gale will free action draw the Sword of Gloom, and bonus action say the word walking stick, and then we'll attack the creature who fell in lava pit to my west.
All right, you slash out at the creature but miss, and the second one misses as well. Remember, only can fumble on the first one.
Yes. From there, that is my 2 attacks. I'm gonna stay there. I will end my turn. Bonus action, reaction. Yeah, we're done.
All right, before Kurtu's turn, once again from up above, we see another one of these creatures dives off from the lava pit, and it's trying to hit this space here. We'll see if it makes it. It does not, so it actually falls short. And it's going to land here instead. So as it tries to leap over into that area, smacks right onto this pavement, suffering some fall damage. And then it is going to spend half of its movement to no longer be prone. And it's going to force its attacks towards Welby. So Welby, as this little snake that is crimson strikes out at you, I will need 2 defense rolls.
Oh god, I'm gonna die.
That we're going to die.
All right, Welby, unfortunately, both of these attacks do manage to connect. So the bite first as those teeth pierce into you, and then a tail slap. So altogether, that's 3 and 5 is 8 points of damage to Welby.
Oh my god, it burns! It burns!
All right, then we move to Kurtu's turn.
All right, I'm going to move up here.
I'm going to distract him to make it easier for you guys.
Just to let people know what I'm doing. And Adam, I'll go ahead and push the button there to take it off there.
Perfect. All right, so as you give out this draconic cry, Kurtu, your enemies within 10 feet, so that's going to be all 3 of them now. Anybody that attacks them has advantage on their attacks. So I'm going to add just a yellow dot so we know this is advantage to strike these guys, and that will last until
The end of my turn.
end of your next turn.
Next
right?
turn. Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, until the start of your next turn. So start
Oh,
of your
yeah,
next
yeah,
turn.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's your bonus action. What else on your turn here, Kurtu?
All right, and I am going to take the dodge action.
Okay, nice. You take the dodge action as you try to make sure you are buckled up here. All right, before Spectre's turn, once again from up above, we have another one of these snake-like creatures trying to make its way right here into the lava pit. We'll see if it makes it. It does not, so it is actually going to wobble, smack down, and sort of fall off, hitting this edge over here. So it lands underneath, suffering some fall damage. All right, once it gets there, it rights itself. It can't see Spectre, but it knows that she's there, so I'm going to include her in this attack chance. But it's still going after Welby. So Welby, it is going to strike out at you once again. 2 more defense rolls, please. Once again, yes, unfortunately, Welby, as you notice the creatures seemingly just flooding towards you, this is going to be 8 damage on the first, 5 on the second, for a total of 13 more damage to Welby. All right, and now it is Spectre's turn.
All right.
Can I say something real quick? I know it's your turn. I'm just going to say, because I was the only one that understood him about the reinforcements, I'm going to say, hey, we should regroup. He's going to keep calling more of these things.
Regroup where?
William!
Anywhere but here, where they split us in half.
Well, we gotta fight our way through. So, when do I become visible? Is it as I'm stepping into the light, so it would be in this space, or would it be when I fully moved into the other space?
I'm not sure if I understand exactly what you mean. Like when
Trying to ask if I move away from this thing, will I provoke an opportunity attack?
if the creature
it
can't
can't see
see
me.
you where you are right now, then it would not provoke opportunity attack.
Okay, then I am going to move 5. So now I'm in bright light again, but because of Kurtu's cry, I should still have advantage here.
Yes.
So I will continue moving farther away, 10, 15, and then I will start trying to shoot this one to try to clear a way for people to run through. So here comes 2 longbow attacks at that guy. Both at
All right.
advantage.
Both at advantage will both hit.
So 5 and 9 to him.
As with the larger creature, you notice these smaller ones are also resistant to these arrow shots.
I don't have another way to hurt him, so that's fine. And then I will. I moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna go here to keep a few of them in sight, and then I will. No, I'll go all the way actually, 30 feet there, and I still have 10 more, but I'm good here. I want to keep some of them in sight.
Okay, we move to the big guy who's still focusing on Kurtu here. Kurtu, you are dodging, so you will make your 2 defense rolls at advantage. The first one does manage to connect as he stabs with his spear right towards you. This will strike you for 7 and 2 fire since you're still resistant, wounding you somewhat, but you notice as the tail misses, he seems to get very frustrated by that as we move to Welby's turn.
I gotta get the hell out of here. I'm going to use a bonus action to Misty Step far away. And then I just kind of cry a little. And then I'm going to kind of just whip my staff around and point it back out at the one that Spectre launched her arrows into, just tried to help her out. I mutter a couple words in Sylvan. That creature will need to make an intelligence saving throw. This is just a reflavored mind sliver.
Okay, perfect. So with this, this will be considered a spell effect roll. So with your token selected, you should see a token action for spell effect roll. And this is much the same as a defensive rolling kind of thing. Perfect. That is fully effective on him as that psychic damage takes effect. So he is wounded, and I believe he also gets a D4 minus, right?
The next saving throw it makes, yeah.
Go ahead and roll a D4 for me. We'll just throw that on here so we don't forget. And then I'll just ask you to burn that. Go ahead and click on Misty Step to burn that slot as well. Perfect. All right, so he's down a penalty of 2 on saves. So we'll get that on his token. Okay, perfect. So, Welby, that was a bonus action. That was an action. Anything else on your turn here?
I'll ask him, will your hippo friends help us if we ask?
I don't know. It's worth a shot. I guess I'll run that way.
Well, the snakes are coming from there. Maybe you don't want... Okay, see ya.
That's where they're coming from?
Yeah, they're like flying over the ledge at us.
Oh, from this pool here? Anyway, I'll run there, because why not?
All right, anything else on your turn? Okay, perfect. So before Leroy's turn, we move to one last creature who is hidden up here in the pit. As it pops out of this, it doesn't even look towards Welby as it just follows the instructions it was given, trying to splash down here into this area. It does manage to successfully land in the magma channel, and as it does, lava spurts out, ineffective on everybody, but potentially on Kurtu. Kurtu, dexterity saving throw, please. Okay, Kurtu, you will fail this save. You're still resistant to fire, so we'll cut this in half anyway. So that is going to be, that was a good roll, 8 fire damage to you, Kurtu.
That was a good roll, says the DM. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, I saw the number. I was like, that's pretty high. So, all right. So after he lands there into the fire pit, he is going to attempt to strike you, Kurtu. So 2 defense rolls at advantage because you're still dodging.
That's better, Bill.
That is indeed at advantage. Both of those will manage to miss. And we move to the end of the round with Leroy.
All right, Leroy will... I believe he's got his sword and shield out. So he's going to just step over to this space here, and he sees that this creature took a couple of attacks, and he is going to draw his blade down on this guy.
That is the one just to your south, right?
That is correct.
All right, so at advantage still because of the Draconic Cry. So yes, that will hit. All right, and this is the Magic Blade, so that will cut through the creature like butter, and it is slain.
Did my blade seem to react to any kind of draconic?
You did not get that impression from the effectiveness of the blade.
Gotcha. It's just an effective shot no matter what. And I'm going to step in again, and the one in the shadow, I'm going to feint like I'm attacking this one, but swing it around and hit that one.
Okay.
Oof, the
That-
feint me.
You did,
Well-
yes. I'll just miss.
Adam, was that guy there? Was he
No.
prone? I don't remember. Okay.
Nope.
Just
yeah.
the yellow dots.
Yep, the yellow dots are the one that have Draconic Cry, and the ones that fall off and then become prone, they were spending half their feet
Okay.
to stand up.
All right. Thanks. You know me, always trying to see if I can get an advantage somewhere.
Hey, no problem. Keep me honest. I do forget things from time to time, so no worries at all.
All right, cool. And then I'm just going to kind of hold a stance here and wait to see what Kurtu does.
All right, now we move to the top of the round with this guy, and let's see, he's got a couple targets now, so we'll go with the roll. Okay, he is going to take his attacks on Gale this time. Gale, 2 defense rolls, please. Yes, you managed to evade
Nice.
both of those pretty easily, and it is your turn, Gale.
Okay, so now I am going to attack the guy to my... Actually, bonus action first. I say some words to the effect of, like, I'm not dying here! And I'm going to cast Second Wind, or do Second Wind.
All right, sure. 10 back to you.
That did not add it, right?
It does not. No, you'll have to manually add.
Come on, Adam. Jeez.
I'm telling you, my script game's not all the way up to par yet.
Okay, and then 2 attacks on the guy I have advantage for. That's right next to me. Here it comes with my magic sword.
And you have flank.
You do, yes. So that'll hit.
You know, my chat box doesn't go all the way down where I can't hit.
It's a new thing they did that's kind of messed up. If you put your cursor right at the line between the chat box and the chat itself, you'll notice a resizing arrow. Try to drag that down, and then you should be okay.
Yeah, I did that. It's all the way down. But now, oh, maybe now. Okay, here we go. So damage for that. No superiority die on this.
All right, you slash, and you notice this dark energy courses through the creature as the Sword of Gloom connects, wounding it badly. Also at advantage, that one will hit as well. Yes, and this time you take the creature's head off, and you see it just sails underneath the lava.
Okay, that is good. Now, Adam, if I were to go to get my snap here, if I were to go here, would I be able in melee to hit the BPEG?
Yes, because he's on the stairs within 5 feet of you, so sure.
Okay. I'm going to draw his ire, so that is going to be my movement as the, quote, fighter in the group.
I think by my quote, you are the fighter.
Yeah.
I'm going to step up there and
Know your role.
try to save our little friend. Okay, that's a action, bonus action. I'm going to keep my reaction because I have a riposte I might use. So I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, we move to Kurtu's turn.
All right, Adam, I'm going to do basically the same thing, going...
All
I'm
right.
going to use my
we'll-
last Draconic Cry.
We will apply that now to all those affected, so it's the 2 additional one, and it reapplies it to the big guy.
That brings me down. I'm going to go ahead and dodge.
Your leader's escaping.
All right, as you move to there, the one that you're stepping away with, first, the little guy, he will take an opportunity attack, so defense roll at advantage.
Why does he have advantage?
You have advantage.
You have advantage.
Because
Oh,
you dodged.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Thanks.
All right,
Thank
so
baby
that
Jesus,
will
mate.
miss. And then the big guy will also attempt to hit you, and another at advantage for you.
Ouch.
Unfortunately, this one will hit, and when it hits you, it deals 12 bludgeoning, 1 fire, can't half that, so still 1. And then, because of its hit, it is going to both grapple and restrain you, so I'm going to pull you back to here. As you're trying to get away, you hear a as the creature gets you wrapped up.
All right, and he does 12 points to me.
Total of 13, so that 1 fire, we can't half that, so it would still be 1 fire.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, get over here. Yeah. He shoots me with a scorpion shot or something. All right. Well, then that ends my turn.
All right, go ahead and hit your end turn button, and we will move to the next creature. Okay, this is this little guy here. Quickly checking intelligence. They're mildly intelligent, so yeah, he's going to take the opportunity to move into the flank here as he strikes out at Leroy twice. 2 defensive rolls, Leroy. Yes, you managed to evade both of these strikes as we move to Spectre.
Okay. Spectre's gonna peek around the corner here, not see Kurtu actually, so he doesn't know this is happening.
But I did yell, hit him again. So.
Oh, okay.
I would say you certainly heard the cry too. I imagine it's like a pretty dramatic, draconic cry.
It's pretty sharp hearing. Everybody knows something happened, right?
All right, then. Oh, there he is. Well, he's kind of fucked, isn't he? I'm gonna start. Is the big guy tall enough to shoot over everybody from my vantage point on this like second-ish floor?
Easily, yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try to shoot the big guy, try to distract him from the kobold that he's got tangled up there. So 2 longbow shots at advantage because of the cry.
Yes. Both will connect.
And so 11 and 6 both halved, and then the hunter's mark. So another 2d6.
All right, both arrows smash into the creature, wounding it somewhat.
All right. You may want to get him off of that. And then I will, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm actually going to stay here. Because it looks like I have, if I can run under this easement, I've got 40 feet of movement to run towards Kurtu if I absolutely need to. So I will stay.
You can certainly run under that easement, yes.
Okay. So I will stay where I'm at.
Okay, we move to the big guy's turn. So we'll start with the fact that you are currently grappled by the creature. He has the ability to automatically inflict tail damage to you without a roll to hit, so he's going to do that. So Kurtu, that's going to be 10 bludgeoning and 1 fire to you, so that's 11 damage. He will then try to hit you with his spear as well, Kurtu. So defense roll, you dodge, but now you're restrained, so this will be a straight up roll. This will manage to hit Kurtu as you're hit for 11 piercing and 1 fire. And I believe that is going to drop you to 0.
The kobold goes down.
All right, and then he adds insult to injury here. So Gale, Leroy, Spectre, you all witness this as with the kobold grappled and restrained in his tail, he positions Kurtu right in the magma channel and lets go of him.
Yes, the glory.
As he does this, sitting on top of the magma, sort of on the edge. Again, the channel's not massive, so he doesn't just go right to the bottom. It will inflict 1 failed death save, though, Kurtu, so apply 1 failed death save to you. And then he turns seemingly ready to face Gale in the next round. And we will move to Welby's turn.
All right, I was told to get these hippos, so I'm running this way. But I see the only other small guy in the group floating unconsciously down the lazy river. I think I'm gonna kind of whip my staff around and I'm gonna slam it into the ground. And as I do, there's this like shimmering blue and yellow portal that opens up underneath of Kurtu and is going to bring him kind of back to this space here as I use Vortex Warp.
Yeah, go ahead and post that one. I was curious whether or not this works on unconscious people or not. Yeah, target can choose to fail, so I would say that works because it doesn't require them to concede, and he can't succeed on a con save when he's unconscious. So yeah, where was it that you like him there, Welby?
Yeah, just next to me, and I'm gonna say, "You poor little thing, you were so brave with your screaming." And then
I think that's movement, that's action. I don't have a good bonus.
All right, fair enough. We move to this snake creature. It is going to take advantage of that flank, striking at Leroy. Leroy, 2 defense rolls with the flank modifier. Yes, once again, stalwart defense. It cannot get through, and it is your turn, Leroy.
I guess my question is for Welby. Would I have seen that magic kind of happen?
I would say you certainly saw the description that he gave of the magic aura sort of just grabbing up. I don't know that you would notice exactly where Kurtu went to, but you certainly recognize he's gone.
You would have heard him say he was like talking to Kurtu though, or talking at his body, I guess.
Yeah, but he's like 20 feet above, and you're in the middle of combat, so not necessarily heard those exact words, but yes, I would say you certainly got the impression that he was magically transported, let's say.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, so that is cool. Let's see, I'm still within 5 feet of Gale, so my reaction would still apply. So I'm okay where I'm at. I know I could gain flank on this guy, but the guy to the south of me, I'm just gonna draw my sword down on him twice.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make those attacks.
Yeah, let me hero point.
Okay, we'll add 6 to this first one. Yes, easily hits.
Okay, I'm gonna smite him.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and burn smite.
So let's do
I keep
damage.
forgetting to as well. Dylan, if you can remind me, I built a smite macro in the other game. And just remind me sometime, and I'll try to make sure to bring it over to this one. It makes it a lot easier.
No problem. I will do just that, but I'll go ahead and take this spell slot off now. That was just a level 1.
Perfect. All right, so with a magical blade, you slash out with the radiant damage. That is enough to slay this creature. And once again, you notice it just goes under the surface of the magma.
Perfect. Then I'm going to just kind of rotate it and then bring it around to the guy behind me and see if I can take him out too.
Okay, this will certainly connect.
Oh, I didn't want to smite. I'm sorry, Adam. I forgot to uncheck it.
Yeah, no worries. We'll just ignore that radiant damage. So you slash in and wound him. Yeah, generally, if you don't declare it, I'm assuming it didn't happen, because otherwise, if you didn't declare it, rolled high and was like, oh yeah, I do smite, right? So...
Fair enough. That's it for my turn. I try to take down 2 of them, and I just hold this position here beside Gale.
All right, perfect. We do move to Gale's turn.
All right, Gale has his sort of gloom out, and he has advantage here, so he's not going to burn a hero point. I think I'm just going to go with that. But if it hits, I might add a superiority die. Let's see.
Oof. Double 2s. No, that's going to miss.
Okay.
I go, boo. You got to hit him, Gale.
Oh my god, second attack, and I probably then will add superiority die here.
That one will connect, yes.
All right, then I'm going to try to menacing him. So when you hit a creature, spend more than superiority die to attempt to frighten a target. So it's a wisdom throw. On a failed save, I add the dice, but wait, do I add the dice? Yes. Okay.
All right, did we build this one in for you yet? I'm guessing no.
Let me look. No, I have trip, riposte, embrace. Yeah,
Okay,
this is a new
so-
one. Sorry.
No worries. So as a battle master, you get to pick strength or dex. I'm assuming you want to use strength for this, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so spell effect roll would work the same as a strength saving throw. So just throw me a strength saving throw, and we'll take that roll to see if it affects him or not. And this is a wisdom. So essentially, this is your. You would have to beat his wisdom static value. I don't think that's going to do it, but let me just double check. No, he is not frightened by this.
All right, and I think are they 1d8 at this level? Let me see.
Superiority die, I believe so. Yeah, I think it's higher for 10.
That's not in. Yeah, I think it's a d8. Here we go. Here's the superiority die and damage. And because I have advantage, you know what? Screw it.
All right, nice. Action surge.
Okay, here comes the pain. I'm keeping advantage. 2 more. Oof.
Oh my god, double 1. How does that happen? A double 2 and a double 1.
Not bad.
Bad luck. That's just a
someone
miss,
grabbed
though.
Bill's dice today.
Is this sword?
Yeah.
Maybe the sword is cursed. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not good, brother.
Next one does hit, though, yes.
Do you want to smite also, maybe?
Yeah, I probably
See what you can
should.
do.
You have a flurry of attacks here, Gale, as you slash in, wounding him a couple of different times. He is starting to look pretty wounded at this point. As we move to Kurtu, Kurtu, give me a death save, please, to GM. All right, and of course we won't declare the results of that one way or the other as we move to our next creature, who is, and Alex, actually the Draconic Cry ends as well, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those yellow dots. All right, and this guy is going to attack Leroy. Leroy, 2 more defensive rolls, please.
Stupid little thing.
Both of these are going to miss. As we move to Spectre's turn.
I call out to Welby. Can you stabilize him?
What does that mean?
Okay. With only 6 seconds to react, if he says that, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Aren't you glad I took levels of monk? Remind me, what does it take to administer a good berry? Is it an action? I don't know how you rule it. Okay.
Yeah,
Then-
feeding a healing thing to somebody is an action.
Okay, then I don't have time to do that, so I will just attempt to stabilize, and I will spend a D10 hero point to do so.
Okay, hero point, and then throw me a blind medicine check to see if you stabilize it. Pretty easy, just a DC 10. Ooh, maybe not so easy. Let's find out.
Maybe not so easy. Go.
You attempt to stop the hemorrhaging, but he is burned in so many areas, it looks as though he is still dying.
I use my inspiration to reroll.
You can, yes.
I will burn my inspiration to re-roll. Blind check.
Yes.
Right.
I'm just glad Kurtu was worth inspiration.
Yes, so as you start working on this and it doesn't seem like it's working, you call upon maybe an inner reserve of energy here, aka spend inspiration, and yes, you do manage to stabilize Kurtu.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
And I would have had to drop my bow to do that probably, so I would have done that on this space. So
Yes, I
that
would
was
say
action.
so.
I don't have a bonus action to pick it up, so we'll just wait for that on the next turn.
All right, back to the big guy, still striking out furiously at Gale. Gale, 2 defense rolls, please.
Inspiration.
Sure, burn inspiration and re-roll that. All right, you manage to evade the spear stab and then duck underneath the tail slap. He is going to move over slightly. Now we move to Welby at the top.
I give a thumbs up to Spectre and say, "Sorry, be more clear next time." I'm gonna look down at this bastard lizard, and I'm gonna hold my staff up to my face so that the crook is kind of right in front of my mouth. And I start whispering into the little hole, and as I do, there's all these little, like, teeny tiny glowing pixie purple spirit type things that fly out of the hole toward the salamander creature, and this will be my dissonant whispers.
Nice. All right, go ahead and throw a spell effect roll, and we'll see if that gets him. Unfortunately, he is going to save, but go ahead and give yourself inspiration for that great description of your spell. So he will suffer half damage, but is not forced to flee.
I'll use the rest of my turn to run to the door and check it, but it seems to be locked again.
Yes, as you reach out, you realize that it is indeed locked. It seems as though perhaps Tamala asked one of the guards to lock it once you guys lock it.
Yeah. I'll bang on the front and say, Tamala, we're under attack.
All right, you definitely hear from the other side some kind of reaction that sounds almost like a get the door kind of thing. All right, we move to Leroy's turn.
Alright, after seeing what this guy did to Kurtu, Leroy is going to kind of ignore the little guy behind him and kind of step forward towards the big dude.
All right, he will take that opportunity attack as you step away, Leroy. He manages to get through your defenses here as he slaps out with that tail, striking into you for 4 bludgeoning, cut down to 1 bludgeoning because you're at feet, and 2 fire, 3 damage.
All right, and then I'm going to hero point and try to smack this guy. I will smite on hit at him.
Yep, yeah, you only have to declare that once you hit. Oof, that
Ooh,
is...
inspiration.
All right, burn inspiration. Reroll
Burn it
that.
all.
We've got a lot of inspiration in
The
this
boss
battle.
fight.
Yes, that will connect for sure.
All right, a little smitey smite.
All right, slashing into the creature and wounding it severely. It looks near death.
All right, another attack.
This will be a critical
Okay.
hit, and yeah, feel free to roll it, but I can't imagine this. It won't be enough. Yeah, true crit, so just go ahead and post damage, and yes, you managed to place your blade right in this creature's chest as it plunges through its scaly skin and comes out the backside, and it crumples to the ground.
I'm gonna dip his face into the magma on my way out, and I'm gonna look back at his little tiny friend, and I'm gonna walk back into the same space and kind of like lean over him.
All right, trying to do the bro intimidation. All right, Gale.
Can I jump here, or do I need to walk around?
As long as you've got at least a standing jump is what, half your strength, I think. So it would be honestly mechanically, as long as you don't mind, it would be, yeah, and then you could easily do that. Yep.
Okay, and then I get here, and I will take 2 attacks.
Yep, first one hits, and this creature is slain as well. All right, guys, that is the end of the obvious enemies here. So we'll go ahead and end combat and get back to our standard, less aggressive music. As Welby, you hear the sound of the door opening to where you were just, sort of banging on the door and asking for this door to be opened. And as it opens, you notice one of the gifts on the other side here. He sort of opens the door and then steps back, and you notice Tamla there.
Tamla, I'm dying. Look at me. And there's like burning holes from where these little snakes bit me.
And you notice she sits up from her stone chair here and looks towards you, and she says, "Are you being pursued? Come in."
I don't know, the big one. It's so mean. I don't think I can.
And you see she looks, says, "Oh, just come around here. I hope it is okay." And she sees her kind of like reaching out, and you notice her hands, this shroud, and you've noticed this before, Welby, where it's kind of the shroud kind of comes down and covers mostly her face, but it kind of drifts down on her chest as well. So when she raises a hand, it like kind of ruffles the shroud just a little bit. But she does, leave the chair and start making her way around to you, and she.
The little one, the baby dragon, it's dying. They threw it in the river.
And she looks towards you with a bit of surprise, and she says, "The kobold. Well, can we bring him in here?"
I don't know. He might be beyond saving.
Let's see. Wait a moment.
I can't lift him. I have burns all over me.
And you notice she steps out and sort of scans around quickly, and spotting you, Spectre, as I imagine you're sort of standing over Kurtu here. You see she looks in your
Down next
direction,
to him.
and she says, Is he wounded? Would you like to bring him inside?"
Are you capable of healing if I do? By the way, we've decided this is a hostile work environment.
Wait there a moment. If he's not in immediate urgency of death, just wait a moment.
He'll be fine, unfortunately.
You notice she steps back in and closes the door behind her. She takes a knee in front of you here, Welby, and she taps you on the shoulder, and she says, "They said he's going to survive. I would invite them in, but I've noticed the Guardian was slain. If Amrin is around and he spots the Guardian slain and finds them in here, he's going to know I had a part of this."
It attacked us. We were walking by, and it attacked us. From what I understand, it's not safe. You should get out of here.
And you notice she sort of pauses for a moment reflectively. If Amrin Jabbar has requested that these folks be slain inside here, that's one thing. He would never dare break the alliance between our two factions. I am sure that I am safe. If you wish to remain here, I can keep you protected, but we really need to find out of whether or not they're using these fuel rocks. Do you think that you can go on? I hate to ask of you, but we really must find this out.
I mean, it'll be a lot for me mentally, but I can do it. I don't want you to not pay me.
And you notice she smiles once again, a little bit wider of a smile that you notice between the shroud here, and she nods and says, "Okay, well, yes, that is what we need done here. Be very much on your guard, Welby. If you need to take a brief respite, try to find somewhere that you can do so. As I said, if it's just you, you're more than welcome to be in here. Unless Amran, you haven't seen Amran, have you?"
No, we went looking for him, and he had vamoosed. Apparently, where he was before was all disheveled and such. They wouldn't let me in the room because they were lying a bunch. I think we really can't trust him a whole lot, but I think I think that at the very least, they're not working for him.
And you see she once again nods. If he is gone, he is either trying to rouse support elsewhere or he's protecting his treasures. He has always been very jealously guarding of his possessions. I wouldn't be surprised if that is where he is. Otherwise, he would be elsewhere within the Sealed Heart trying to round support up.
I can't imagine this group is going to let him get away with ambushing us like that. Should I try and get him to stop from attacking him?
And you notice she once again seemingly stops and really thinks here very carefully. If you can manage to kill Amran Jabbar without implicating me, that would be very advantageous for our faction.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, I'll muster some courage and get back out there, but man, those snakes bite hard.
If you need assistance and you can make sure that we won't be detected, I can have, and you see she looks towards the two gifts, I can have my mercenaries aid you. There would have to be complete secrecy though. For example, in this chamber, as long as all doors are sealed into the chamber and you can get some type of opponents inside, I could have them fire down upon the creatures below.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind, but I'm not too sure of a whole lot right now, so I won't put you in danger unless it seems absolutely necessary. But thank you.
And you notice she nods with a smile towards you, and you hear this sort of strange sound. You've heard this once before with Tamala. You've never really been able to place exactly what it is. It almost sounds like a rustling that comes from behind that shroud. It's hard to place. But you notice she gives you this soft smile once again and a very friendly tap on the shoulder. She says, "You are very brave, Welby. I thank you for your efforts here. Please see what you can do about finding the fuel rocks."
I am brave, aren't I? I'm so brave. All right. Game face, put it back on. Let's go. Go back outside. This doesn't hurt. It only burns. It's only burning. It's temporary.
And you notice she rises from that single knee as she looks, and I imagine you're sort of opening the door and exiting at this point.
Yeah, I'll go back out to the group.
All right, excellent. I don't know if you've had experience with these doors or not, but to open them, you just click. Yeah, there you go. All right, perfect. Yeah, and you'll hear some movement behind. You get the impression she's probably retaken her spot where she was. But yeah, during this time group, so as you guys are outside here in this sort of central area, Spectre probably focusing on you here at the moment. Kurtu, you've obviously stabilized him. He's not at risk of death. Is there anything else immediately that you're doing?
Is Leroy coming up the stairs?
Leroy was just going to search these remains down here, and then he was going to follow up.
All right, so yes, as you're searching the remains down there, Leroy, you do notice that the large creature was wielding a spear. You don't see that it wore any armor. It didn't have any pouches, containers, anything like that on it. And the small snakes, similarly, didn't seem to have anything other than their bodies, which are now below that magma channel and would be difficult to retrieve without suffering wounds.
Okay. There was one that died over in this area, right? Like a little baby one?
I think a couple of them, yes.
Okay, so I'll take the guy's spear, and then I'll take one of the baby ones. And as I'm walking around the corner, I'm tying him to my belt, because I know when Kurtu feels better, he's going to want to eat something.
So you realize as you reach out to touch that baby snake creature that its body is still giving off quite a bit of heat. So as you put your hand towards it, you feel the intense heat, you sort of pull back. You realize it's fading, but just because the creature's dead, it hasn't ended immediately. Imagine it sort of cooling down. It might take some time before it's handleable.
Oh, I'll wrap it in those winter clothes.
You suffered 24 fire damage.
You're actually thinking that how hot it is right now, if you put cloth on it, it would probably ignite.
I'll just come back in a minute then, I guess. Can I soak it with some water? Pour the other half of that water skin that I had left over on
Why
it.
you
Absolutely, yes.
why you pour water skin
I
on
want to eat it.
leave
I have a
Don't
lot of water.
Do it.
let
I
it
wanna
dry
eat it.
out. I'm going
I
to
can
restrain
feed
him.
us.
I'm going to grab him. Stop him, Adam.
Don't you dare.
I have a lot of water. I don't understand.
I love how everybody realizes the importance of water here. It's like, no, it's precious. All right, so yes, you kind of get the impression, Leroy. They don't want you wasting water.
I'll stop.
Jesus Christ.
Not like we're going to live through this, but give us a longer few turns.
Leroy,
When next time we kill something that I can eat, I want to take it. Okay?
whatever.
You guys owe
Leroy,
me.
do you have a way to wake him up, or should I?
No, I got a way. I just need 10 minutes.
We may not have 10 minutes. It's really hot in here.
Well, I can do it faster, but if I do it with 10 minutes, then it kind of helps everybody. As long as you guys stay close to me.
How long has it been since we were last feeling the heat? Adam?
Let's see. You guys spent a bit of time chatting. You've been moving around. You checked out the area back there. Probably a good 10 minutes or so.
Okay, so we still got some time. Yeah, fine. 10 minutes is fine.
Okay. Welby, why don't you come over here, stand beside Kurtu, and you guys see Leroy kind of take a knee, and he begins to kind of make some adjustments to the device on his leg, kind of setting it at a deeper level so it kind of cuts him a little harder, and he winces a little bit. And then as he finishes, he kind of rests and begins to utter like a four-letter prayer or a four-word prayer, and then it just repeats itself. And every time it repeats, it seems to get a bit louder, and that happens over the next 10 minutes.
All right. As you're spending the 10 minutes doing this, is there anything anybody else is doing during this time?
I'm trying to breathe.
Hey, Welby, what do you know about this place? Are we still on the material plane?
Yeah, I think I come back and I'm like, yes, of course. You all did so well in that fight. I'm very impressed. So is Tamala. She would like you all to know that she cannot join us in any fight should they occur, but if need be, we could secure this room and she might be able to offer assistance if this Ahmed fella really wants you all dead for some reason. Is there some reason he would want you all dead?
Well, if he heard what we were saying, he probably knows we're not on the up and up.
I mean, I'll be honest, you guys are pretty bad at lying, so if you tried to pull any of the stuff with him that you pulled in with us, I'm sure he saw right through you.
We were actually quite honest with him after it became apparent that he was willing to negotiate, but it seems like that's not an option anymore.
Very well.
I will say, not that it matters, like we're going to leave this place, but to me, it doesn't matter. But he heard that we are looking for this box, and he went to maybe protect it. I think that's where he went. And so, I don't know, do with it what you want.
Very well. I think at this point, I would kind of pull out just some of my... oh gosh, sorry. I picked control and then I tried to scroll and things got crazy sized.
Resizes everything. Yeah, then you can't see anything.
I think that I would take out my, like, just one
maybe just an extra shirt, part of my traveler's clothes, and kind of lay it on the ground. And DM, I'd like to know if I use the chill a cubic foot of non-living material, if that would help stave off some of the heat that we're experiencing.
So you notice in this particular area, you guys are next to this lava pit. It's particularly intense, and I would imagine if you're, this is the effect of prestidigitation, right?
Yeah, just the one of the you chill up to a cubic foot of non-living material. I don't know how much chill. Basically, just kind of like an ice rag.
Yep. So I would say you notice that as you do this on a piece of cloth here, it's almost within 30 seconds that it's all the chill is gone. Particularly this close to the magma, it's putting out such intense heat that it seems to be no chance of that lasting.
Okay, but farther away, maybe it would be somewhat
It might
effective.
help a small amount, yeah.
All right. So I guess I'll I'll kind of continue to do this and recommend that other people, if they have some other way, do it as well. And hopefully nobody tried to pour all their water out while I was in there.
Nice.
We won't need much more water anyway. We have 30 minutes left to live. Come over here, it's not as hot.
Oh yeah, we should get away from this massive open hole of fire.
And don't forget the little dragon person.
So during this time that this is all occurring, as you guys are kind of going about your business and so forth, those of you with line of sight will notice one of the doors to the east open suddenly.
Like duck down. There's like a railing up here? Can I like duck down?
You can. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Okay, you sort of hit the deck and duck down here. Gale and Welby and Leroy, you're probably too much into your concentration at this point to really notice this. Kurtu, you definitely don't notice you're unconscious. But Gale and Welby, you notice one of these fiery dwarves pushing a stone cart seems to be making his way through this area.
Can I see if there's anything in the cart?
Ooh, good question. Give me a blind check as you scan that direction to see if you can spot anything. It's hard to see here, Welby. As you look here, there's obviously something, I would say you don't hear so much, but you kind of notice bits of jagged metal maybe sticking out.
All right.
You notice as he gets to about here, the cart actually like pushes into the body of the big creature before he sort of like raises his head and looks. And he's kind of looking all around now and seems to be a bit confused. And you see him pretty quickly seem to abandon the cart and start making his way this way.
If he does that, can we roll initiative?
We can, yes. And we can go in initiative order. I will put him right here as that occurs. All right. And unfortunately, Kurtu won't be in this battle, so we'll remove
He
him.
beat us.
Yes, the little guy wins initiative, so I'm going to remove the cart. So yes, he is going to move back through this way.
I assume he's like running, like dashing.
Pretty much,
There ain't
yes.
no way we're gonna catch up to him.
Okay, good initiative. Bye.
Well, we're out of combat, I guess.
Unless there's something you're doing that, you know, is dramatic or magical or something. I mean, hey, anything's possible. We'll go one round just to give everybody a chance if there's, you know, something really special someone's doing.
Nah, he's long gone. I'm not running off blindly into a place I've never been before, so I'm passing.
All right, fair enough. We'll go ahead and pass you, Leroy.
Fuck.
Gale.
Where's the Famboozle? I'm not doing anything.
All right, and then Welby. Anything specific for you?
No, I think I'm more interested in what's in the cart.
Fair enough. All right, that is our one round, so we'll skip that as, yeah, hard to say what exactly has happened here.
Well, I have an inkling. So
You're the only one.
with my bow recovered and everything, I'm gonna quickly move down here and like seal the door if I can.
You
And then be
by
like-
seal, you just mean close it, right?
Yeah, is there any way to like bar it or anything?
There doesn't
With a-
seem to be any locks on this door on either side.
Okay. So that guy just spotted the dead guardian. He's probably going for help. We need to figure out what we're doing.
Why is the FNG looking into the carts very suspiciously?
As you approach the cart and look inside, you can see that there is a bit of these sort of clumps of rock is what your best guess is here. Welby, go ahead and give me a blind check as you look at these to see if anything draws your attention. So this looks to be sort of like refuse, you would guess, sort of bits and pieces that are not necessarily usable in this process, but in some of this whole accumulation of this stuff, you do notice some small shards of black bits of rock that seem to resemble what Tamala was requesting.
Yeah, but I'm gonna pick those up as long as they're not like hot or anything.
They look to be intensely hot as you look at them in this stone cart.
Okay, I'm not gonna pick one up then. But I guess I will. Gosh, does anybody have any oven mitts or tongs?
If you're interested in what's in the cart, we can move the cart.
Just take the
but
cart.
We don't have a lot of time here.
Guys, it's a big cart. I'm kind of small over here. I don't know
Move
if you
out
noticed.
of way. Why you want the cart? Oh my goodness! Now I'm a miner now.
Tamala just wants to see kind of some of the stuff that's in here.
So you have been keeping guard 2 chests.
No.
I think
I just think she would be interested in kind of whatever the stuff they're working on is. We're new here.
I think I'm learning this common as second language phrase. So Adam, can I grab the cart and pull it or push it towards the stairs? I don't know if it'll help.
Sure, so you want to basically grab onto the handles and start wheeling it backwards?
Unless the handles are noticeably hot.
They're warm, but they're not so hot that you think they would burn your arms.
Okay, yeah, I'll see if I can do a running thing to try to get it up the stairs to this level.
All right, so you grab onto it with both hands. So at this point, your hands are on the cart. And as this occurs, you grab onto the cart and start moving it, is when the door suddenly opens once again.
Oh, you can move my token back. I'm sorry, I was being stupid. There we go, thank you.
All right, and this is where I'm going to roll initiative once again. Okay, Spectre, as you are up top here and you notice the door suddenly opens, you can see what you can see down there, and you are the quickest to react.
Okay, looking at these guys, do they look hostile? I'm sure they do.
Well, as you take a quick glance, you notice this gentleman who seems to have hair of fire as well as eyebrows and reddish eyes. He is wielding a sword, long sword in hand, and a short sword in the other hand, and he certainly has this view of preparation. Behind him, at a bit of a distance, you notice a similar looking gentleman who is wearing these very elaborate looking clothings.
Okay. I'm still in bright light. I mean, they're obviously coming for us, and I'm sure they see a fucking guy who's not supposed to be here trying to make off with one of their carts, so this sure looks like combat to me. So I'm just gonna say to Leroy, get him up as fast as you can. We have company. And then I'm gonna take my Dread Ambusher 3 longbow shots at the guy in front. Do I have a good angle on him, or is he like protected?
From where you're at, I would say he's going to benefit from some cover.
Where would I have to go to? Can I like move around to this space here?
So keep in mind that you are 20 feet above, so from your current angle, trying to shoot downwards like this would be very challenging. So if you get down to this floor if you were to do something like this and then come over and go underneath here, I would say you'd have a straight shot from there. You would obviously have a straight shot from down here. Straight up would be no problem, but 20 feet up would give him some cover.
Okay, then I'm going to try to go down here. I think I said that was 35, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
So
35,
again, just
40.
to make sure the visual is okay here as well, Spectre, keep in mind,
Yeah.
you could certainly do the walk around like this if you wish, but the difference in height between this platform and this one is only 10 feet. So if you
So if
want
I
to,
drop down, I won't take damage?
if you drop down carefully, meaning spend double movement, then you will take no damage. So basically, if you do like this 5 and then count this as 20, you could get here with 25 feet.
I will do that. My token is locked still.
Oh, my bad. I forgot about that one. There you go.
So I will drop down. This easement am I in darkness, or is there still
You're talking about on the second level, not the third, right?
on the second level?
If you go to the second level and then go underneath this platform, you would be in darkness.
I will do that.
Okay.
And then I will make... So 10 feet up now. Can I shoot over Gale all right?
You can, yes.
All right, and he is now straight in my line of fire.
He is, yep.
So I will make my 3... Actually, it hasn't been an hour yet, so I'm still concentrating on Hunter's Mark.
Correct, yep.
So I will use a bonus action to move my Hunter's Mark to this guy in front, and then I will take my 3 longbow shots at advantage here.
All right, while you're
Unless
rolling
he has a way to
those,
see me.
He does not. And as you're
Okay.
rolling those, again, everybody, I'm just putting a 2 grayish arrow on Spectre so we know she's actually below this platform. So just pay attention to that in case that impacts your own tactics. She is actually on the second level, not the third. All right, nice. So these are at advantage. The first shot will miss. The second one will connect, and the third, of course, will be a critical. So go ahead and post those damages.
So I will roll Piercing Crit. So that's for the
Yes.
first player. Piercing Crit. First. Okay, so
true
true crit. So here's the 1d6 for the first shot from Hunter's Mark. Big ol' 1. Then here's the damage for the critical hit. So 8 plus 3, and here's the Hunter's Mark damage, which I believe is also doubled, right?
Yes.
So 2d6, 2 more ones, and then I believe the Dread
force.
Amateur one.
Yep, double force, yep.
So 2d8 on that. That's better.
Nice. So yes, as you fire off those 2 shots very quickly, you see them strike into him in 2 different places, wounding him badly. He's still on his feet, but they've penetrated through this splint armor that he's wearing and wounded him.
All right, and then so as I'm not gonna stay here because I'm not a complete moron, and they're gonna know where I shot from. So I'm just gonna move. It's still darkness 5 more feet below me.
It is darkness until you're in a clear space.
Okay, I will move 5 more down so that I'm not exactly where I shot the arrow shots from. And hope that will keep me less likely to be hit here.
All right, fair enough. The other door is also going to open. And you'll notice this guy rushing through. He's going to run up 15. He'll move 20. Yeah, he's actually going to move 25. So he'll rush up to here. Gale, as you're holding onto the cart, he swings around this area with a long sword currently in hand, and he is going to take 2 slashes at you. I'll need 2 defensive rolls. All right, both of these attacks managed to connect against you, Gale. And that is going to be 11 and 5 for 16 points of total damage against you. Kurtu, unfortunately, is still unconscious. Gale, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
We must draw them to us. They are attacking us. There are 3 of them. I will do that. Action disengage. Interact with object, draw sword. Bonus action. I don't know if I need to say it because I never did the command word, right? So it's still wreathing in necrotic.
Right.
light. Okay.
I think double check the wording on it. If it says it ends when you take your hand off it or something like that, then you would need to do that again. But remember, that effect I think is just the dim light.
It says bonus action, speak the magic words. I did. The black flames until you use a bonus action, speak the command word again. Okay. Or drop or sheathe your sword. Okay.
Then, all right. So I'm sorry. Let me correct that then. So if you don't use the bonus action now, then the black flames aren't on, which means it doesn't deal the necrotic damage and it doesn't give the dim light.
So I'm not gonna worry about that. I can always bonus action when I attack. So
Yes.
oh, actually no, I'm gonna do it in case I need to use a reaction. So I'm gonna use bonus. I draw my sword, bonus action, whacking stick, and then that will be my turn.
Okay, fair enough. This wounded guy is also going to make his way through. He will then dash to there.
A brave boy.
You stupid jerk.
Right in flank.
Okay, so all right, so as this guy gets to the corner here, you're going to see he sort of steps up, and he is then going to quickly motion with his hands.
And I cast counterspell.
I don't think you have that. He is going to motion with his hands and then step away, interact with object to close this door. And we move to Welby's turn.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit from anything. I'm gonna run this way because I don't know. Maybe Leroy doesn't know what's happening, and I think I'll just kind of like jump over.
All right, so as you step away from this armored guy, he is going to try to take a slash out at you here, Welby. So defensive roll from this opportunity attack. Yes, I'm pretty sure that is going to evade it. It certainly is. Yeah, so as he swings, you duck under that and are not hit.
And I'll just kind of give him a raspberry as I run away. And I'm going to basically dash so that I can... well, let's see. The 30...
I'll take my words here in between turns and say, tell your lady friend you found something in cart that you were so interested in.
That's what I'm doing. Thank you.
Well, okay, hurry up.
Also, Leroy, we're under attack. Stop praying. Or whatever you're doing. She locked the door. I'll start banging on it.
All right, fair enough. You do indeed find the door locked once again. Yep, so you start banging on it.
Tamil, I found the rocks. They're in the cart. We're under attack again.
Oh, I can only imagine what they're thinking on the other side of this door.
What is it now?
We should keep this new guy. I like him.
All right, Leroy, your turn.
Okay,
so you're in the middle of concentrating, so let's just set the stage here. So you're concentrating. You're probably like 6 minutes into your concentration ritual, so you've got 4 minutes to go, which is, 40 more rounds. So unless you want to sit here for 40 rounds, you might want to break your concentration.
Yeah, would that consume the spell slot? Or how does that work?
No, because you were casting it as a ritual, right?
No, it's not a ritual. It just takes 10 minutes to cast. I was casting prayer of healing.
Oh, then I think that would... Let me double check that, but I think either way, the answer is you're going to break concentration, right?
Yeah. And while you look into that, what I do plan to do is I'm going to instead just take my hand really quickly as I snap my eyes open, and I place my hand on Kurtu's chest, and I'm going to do a lay on hand. 14. I'm going to say, all right, get up. Nap time's over. And then I will get to my feet, and I will draw, using interact with object, my longsword. Let's see.
So because we're getting closer to the end of the session, just quick ruling, I'm going to say that will cost you the spell slot. I'll do research after the fact before next session in case we want to give you that slot back.
Okay, no worries. And I'm going to move here and get behind this guy, and as I'm charging, I'm going to, bring my longsword after this guy. Oh wait, that was my action. Interact, yeah, so I don't have anything, so I am just going to look menacing.
Okay, Spectre down below underneath this platform, your turn.
All right. I assume I can't really see this guy because he's like up the stairs.
It would, from your current position, not at all.
Okay. And this guy's still 10 feet below me.
Correct.
So I'm just gonna keep going. 5, 10. I'm stuck on something. I think I dragged myself to the wrong square.
Should be good now.
Oh my god. Roll 20, please. Let me try arrow keys. Nope. Nothing is
I'll move you
doing
one more, see
it.
if that does the
Okay.
trick.
Can I... How high up is he from where I am? Another 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm probably safe to do this. 15, 20. Can I see him now? Do I have a good angle?
You sure do, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna make 2 more longbow shots at his back here. Longbow 1, longbow 2.
First will connect. The second one, you're... let's see. Yeah, the second one will hit as well, because there's not an immediate light source here. Everybody's relying on dark vision. Oh, actually, you know what? This is probably bright enough. Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to get you. So, first one will hit, second will miss.
Alright, so there's 6 piercing plus the hunter's mark. Another 2. And then I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 25. Do you think I have the ability to... No, probably not, right? It's 10 feet up.
I'm sorry, what was the question? What are you trying to do?
Do you think I can, like, scale this wall?
I would say, what is your strength score?
12, I think.
And you're basically trying to jump up, grab on, and pull yourself up with 10 feet of movement. I would say that's going to be an athletics check like DC 8. If you fail,
I do have
you
a
fall
longbow.
prone. Yep,
do have
so
a
yeah, you
longbow.
just take one hand off and just kind of try to pull yourself up. You could do that. It's pretty easy at this, short height.
Okay, I will do the part of my movement, or is this like an action or anything?
Nope, this is
'Cause I
just
already
part of your
shot.
movement. It would cost you 15 feet to get up there, though.
Okay, I will attempt.
Yep, yeah, you can do so. So obviously we would just count
Okay.
that roll, not the
Yeah,
save part, but good enough.
Whoops.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yep. So I will get up here, and I believe that was all my movement because it took me 25 to get here, so 15 to get to the top.
Okay,
Sound good?
that works for me. All right, you're going to notice that this guy moves here, and then you hear sort of a shout comes from the other way, and he's going to move like this. And then he's going to dash.
Where's he going?
Kurt, you still unconscious? Gale.
I would be up because he's
up,
lay
yeah.
on hands on me.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I forgot that completely. Yes, yeah, Kurt, my bad. It is totally your turn.
My gosh, what is going on and what am I doing here?
So you're
Okay.
currently prone, and they've lovingly placed you within 5 feet of the magma pool and just allowed you to rest here. So it's feeling like you're getting a really nice sunburn at the moment.
Love it, I love it. But anyway, I stand up, so there's half. What's going on?
And Adam, I'm guessing I don't see this guy.
From your current position, no.
All right, and I just see
We
that they-
we are under attack by these guys with hair that looks like there's on the flame.
All right, and I'm going to see that guy there is being covered, so I'm gonna go over here. Adam, just let me know if I can see anybody.
Once you step there, I would say you can, now that you're right at the edge of the platform, you can see him. He's down 10 feet below you on this level down here.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cast a level 2 fire magic missiles.
Sure. All right, so level 2, and you don't get the elemental affinity on that, right? So it's just 4 times
Correct,
the 5?
right.
Okay.
Right, yeah, it just doesn't, yeah.
So your force missiles flash out, looking very fiery in depiction, but dealing force damage and slam into him solidly.
All right, and that'll end my turn.
Okay, we move up to Gale's turn.
Okay, well, I'm going to hack at this person here.
Oof, that is going to be a fumble-aya. Go ahead and roll that one.
Where's that? Oh, there it is. Yeah, all right, here we go.
Oof, your weapon slips from your hand. 10 dexterity check, so not save. Just click on dexterity on your sheet. All right, so it kind of slips from your hand, but you manage to keep it in your grasp.
Okay, so that one missed. So then I will try again, because I flank. Come on.
Yes, this time you do manage to connect. But to clarify, I don't think I heard you say bonus action, so no necrotic, right?
Oh, I meant I said it last turn. I was gonna do it. Dang it! I still my turn. Bonus action, whacking stick.
You can say it after the attack, but yeah, it won't apply quite yet.
Shoot!
So he is wounded, near death. You think, hey, if I'd done this, he'd totally be dead. But now it lights up with black flames.
Great. Okay.
It's fine. He'll miss his next 2 attacks.
I'm concerned about the man waving hands.
All right, you're going to notice this guy is going to open this door, interact with object.
There's a door there. I didn't even see that shit.
He's going to step in. Then he's going to use his action to close the door.
Here comes a fireball, boys.
Ooh, someone's reading the notes, I think. All right.
Wait, would I get a reaction on that guy?
No, he's
Because
not 5 feet away from you.
I guess that's true, yeah.
As he steps to here, waving hands, a ball of fire explodes, covering Leroy, Gale, and covering Spectre. I'll need dex saves from all 3 of you.
Dang.
Can I reaction hero point it?
You can if you're willing to spend your reaction, yep.
I'm willing to spend my reaction.
I have a question as well.
Another one.
Sure, yeah.
Come on.
He's within 25 and I can kind of see his token, but this pillar is blocking most of him. Would you rule that I can see him?
Oh boy. I'm going to say no on this one because you can only see a hair of the edge of the token. So
Okay.
I'm going to say no, that pillar is... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. That pillar is on the 2nd level. So you're on the 3rd level. Yes, you can see him.
Okay, I would like to counterspell.
Okay, as you attempt to counterspell, which level would you like to use to counterspell?
A 3rd level.
Okay, he counterspells your counterspell, so he will burn that slot, burn your counterspell slot, and the fireball goes off anyhow.
He casts 2 leveled spells on his own turn.
Counterspell is one of the only ones you can actually do that. It's a really weird wrinkle in the rules. It's really stupid, but yeah, it's how it works. Okay, so
we're taking some damage.
yeah, so let's see. So Leroy, you added, but you're going to fail that save. Spectre, you're also going to fail, and Gale, you will succeed.
Is it applying his aura? Because I see the 2 on me.
It is not, so
that would be a 15? Does
let me
that...
double check? Okay, well that will get you there then, so you will succeed.
Nice.
Alright, so just Leroy suffers full damage, the other 2 suffer half. Alright, so that's going to be 34 fire damage to Leroy, and 17 fire damage to Gale and to Spectre.
That knocks me down.
Alright, you're going to then notice he steps back behind the door and closes the door. Alright, then we move to Welby's turn.
I'm gonna say, "Gosh darn it!" But I'm gonna kind of say, "I think we need a little bit of help here, friends." And I kind of tickle one of the flowers that's on the corner. This is kind of like wrapped up around my staff. And as I do, a teeny tiny one of the little kind of like fluttering spirits on it flies off into the corner of this room, kind of right by the door, and then grows into this cute little, I don't know, red cap looking thing. As I'm going to summon a fuming fae to assist us. And I'm going to yell out, "There's a guy behind that door, rip his face off!"
All right, it doesn't have a cool image for it yet. We'll get you a better one for next time, but let's just at least get this on here so you have access to it. So we'll put that on there. So you should have access to the sheet now. I'll put this near your sheet to make it easily accessible for you. All right, so that should be... Whoop. Okay, now that should be right under your sheet. And let's see, just double checking the spell. So that was your action to cast. You chose Fuming. Takes turns immediately after yours. Okay, so once you end your turn, it would get a turn. And your command to it was what exactly?
There's a guy behind that door, rip his face off.
All right, fair enough.
I don't have access to its character sheet if you gave me one.
It did not work then apparently. So this should be right underneath. Oh, I gave you edited and control, but I didn't let you see it. So that kind of makes it hard to get to it. So there you go. Now it should update and be right underneath.
I think control is a bad push to talk, just by the way.
I used Alt. I don't know if I'm the only one. But I found Alt also changes the zooming on your character sheet too, so it's annoying.
Yeah, give me a second. My entire screen is the wrong size. Okay.
It's all like what you're used to. Like I'm so used to control, it doesn't hit me anymore like doing the control and wheel on accident.
But yeah, I'm gonna I guess I have some movement. I don't know what this guy's planning to do below me, but I don't like that he's that close, so I'm gonna...
And also, just to clarify here, Welby, you did notice after you banged down the door was opened by one of those gifts once again, and you notice Tamil sort of looking, trying to look past the gift at this exact moment.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, "We're under attack, but some doors are open."
And then I'm gonna kind of run off in this direction.
Okay.
And I guess I will end my turn. So then the Fae will take its turn.
All right, so you've told... Yep, so the Fae Spirit essentially reaches out and opens the door. I guess it gets an interact with object and then actions as normal, I would assume. So
yeah, it's a whole ass creature, and then it gets a number of attacks equal to half the spell's level, which is only a third level, so just one attack. It's got this teeny tiny, cute little short sword because it's a small creature, and it's just gonna try to rip this thing's face off with a 5.
And
Wait,
I think it gets a bonus.
that only rolled a d20. Actually, I don't know what it rolled.
Yeah, it did. D20, and then it didn't do your spell modifier, but I don't think that's going to get high as what you need. What is your spell modifier?
Let me pull up my character sheet. It is... Oh, I scrolled. 8. So 13.
Yes, that is going to miss. So as it stabs out with this little Fae short sword, you're going to notice... I would say from your current position, yeah, you probably don't have a really good line of sight of this. It misses.
Lovely.
All right, next up is Leroy, who is rolling. Nice, Leroy. You pop your eyes open with 1 HP as you nat 20 your death save, and you get your full turn. What would you like to do?
don't know, DM, because I wasn't prepared for that.
It's a 5% chance it could happen.
He was rolling his next character.
Let's see. I will. Let's see. I'm a bonus action sanctuary myself. Oh, I'm still on GM rolls.
Okay, sanctuary on yourself.
Is that under like a condition or spell or anything? I don't think so.
I'm
Okay,
not sure
so-
what you mean by that.
Like toggle condition.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we don't have a token marker for sanctuary.
Okay, so I got up, 15 feet of movement, sanctuaried myself, 5 feet of movement forward, and I open this door and I see this guy in here, and I'm just gonna attack him.
All right, you slash out towards this guy, but miss.
And after it kind of glances off his armor, I'm gonna kind of shout and use a hero point as I'm all bloodied and take another lunge towards his fiery face.
This
Didn't
one
work.
miss as well.
Well, here we are. That didn't go as planned, guys.
All right, we move to the top of the round as we're right at the end of our session time, guys. Let's go ahead and pause here and leave some excitement for when we come back next week. So everybody, hope you had a really fun session. A lot of crazy stuff going on here, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to discover next week. Anybody have any closing words before we end our session?
I would say the FNG is good. Thank you. Good recruitment, Adam. It's nice having you, Chase.
Yeah,
Yes,
great character.
Great character so far,
Thank
Chase.
you.
Love the
Thank
descriptions.
you.
Very, very on point.
Just trying to be cute is all.
Good job
Yes.
doing it, brother.
Yeah.
It's good character. Good
Fun
to have
character
you.
for sure.
Excellent. Yep. So welcome to the group, Chase. Welby is going to be a fun character for us to experience. And yeah, good session, everybody. We'll see everybody next week.
Huzzah!
Guys,